named after a native Mohawk leader, Captain John Deseronto. Incorporated in 1872 and has been a beautiful community ever since its inception and has become a beautiful community like no other. Reaching out and lending a helping hand when a neighbor is needed, providing that small town experience that we love as Canadians. Since then, a lot has happened. And one major thing of interest to us in the NPHL is the Deseronto Bulldogs becoming a part of the best Senior A League in Canada. The Bulldogs have provided the same feeling their town gives off. The brotherhood mentality throughout their dressing room and the feeling of knowing each other will lend a helping hand, a few fisticuffs, and that beautiful goal when needed, and will be there for each other when things get tough. They also know how to pick a captain, from Chris Rogalski to now Johnny Hill, who has led this team to another great season and looking to provide that leadership that every hockey club needs to take them along the journey to the ultimate prize. Hello everyone, and welcome again to another edition of NPHL Central. This time, it's the Durham Hawks and the Deseronto Bulldogs squaring off at the Dog Pound in beautiful Deseronto at Tyendinaga. These two hockey clubs are loaded with talent. On one side, you've got a team that just with their inception this year has made them a juggernaut. The Durham Hawks, up and down their lineup, have created an atmosphere that deserves a winning praise. Luigi Martone coming to the camera, good man. The Andrew Reynolds, the Dakota Betts, the Taylor Bests, St. Hills, and I could go on the back end, the Lemkes, Scribers. It could go on forever. And their goaltending has been incredible. Bringing over a goalie from the Gananoque Islanders, Alex Lepazzera, who has been steady Eddie in the nets, 7-3-0 with a 404 goals against average and an 894 save percentage. He has become I'm pretty sure in this game, as I see Stephen Horn's jersey out there, but it's got a white tape over it. Yeah, there's Lepazzera, probably the starter tonight. And at the other end of the ice, the home team, the Deseronto Bulldogs, they have kept roughly the exact same team since becoming a part of the NPHL. Guys like Connor Burtonshaw, Luke Brown, Noah Brandt, Ian Harrison, Chris Rogalski, as I mentioned in the opening, their first captain, Graham Lamers, Mitch Gustafson will hopefully be in the lineup tonight. We were here when that big happened, literally right at center ice, and his head hit up against the wall, and it took him out of the playoffs. He's been back this season with a vengeance. And then, of course, Johnny Hill and your captain, Johnny Hill, and of course, Jordan Cannon's off. But adding to their incredible lineup was Chad Duchesne, phenomenal player out there in Gananoque, gritty hockey player, and somebody that, they really didn't need any more offense, but adding Austin Eastman into the mix has really turned the page for these Deseronto Bulldogs. Last season, the season before, they felt like they had the club to go all the way, and folks, if you were a betting man, you would have bet on this team on any given night. They do not give up. They give it their all, and with the backstopping of Aaron Young and Corey Kuipers, the confidence is high in the blue, the white, and the red. Aaron Young with a 7-1-2 goal win-loss record, a .335 goals against, and a .923 save percentage. Spartan right up at the top of every goaltender in the NPHL. Corey Kuipers has a 7-2-0 record, .376 goals against, and a .913 save percentage. They have a twin tower effect on the back end in the crease for the Bulldogs, and that is going to be the tale of the tape. Can Alex Lepazzera stave off the offense that Deseronto will produce throughout this 5-game series? And with the two goaltenders, if Aaron Young, guys, I'm pretty sure he's starting in this one. If Aaron Young has a shaky start, Corey Kuipers comes in. They've got two backstops that can get the job done. They showed it in the last series with the Wellington County Royals as Corey Kuipers was pulled in, I'm pretty sure it was going into the third, but Young came out and stopped 4 straight shots. But both are not just capable goalies, but they're incredible as well. So it's going to be one of those games, folks, where getting off to a good start is key, and anything can happen. So for James Bull, who'll be doing all of the technical aspects, you will see tonight my son and trusted colleague and myself, Billy Bull. Let's get excited. It's NPHL Hockey on NPHL Central on YouTube. Pretty incredible, these two clubs. If you were to have a salary cap in a league, or you know, in the NHL, or have their who would have the highest salary, I think because of talent-wise, these two teams would be right at the top of the list. It's all over the map. They are from top to bottom. Every single one of them are high-caliber hockey players, and we're about to see some of that tonight here, folks. Their season series, they split it right down the middle. Game one, tight game. Durham come up the 5-4 win. Game two, Deseronto split the difference, 9-5. Game three, Durham come out with a 4-3 win. And game four, an 8-3 Deseronto victory. And that has been really, I mean, Deseronto has kept it close when Durham has come up with the victory, and Durham has run away when they came up with the 2 points. So Durham's job, keep it close, and you'll find the victory. For Deseronto, get out to a hefty lead, and the game should be yours. But the playoffs are not like that. That's not the way it goes. Everything turns back to zeros as the new season starts. Round one of the playoffs for the Deseronto Bulldogs was against the County Royals. Game one, Deseronto won that one 6-5, but the Royals led 5-4 with 1:20 left in the third. Jason Shaw scored the goal to tie the game up at 4, and they went to overtime, and Alex Tung won it in the extra frame and gave them the 1-0 lead. Game two, it was a dominating performance by the Bulldogs, winning at the Dog Pound 7-2. 4 assists for Alex Tung, 3 assists for Jason Shaw, and a goal and 2 assists for Luke Brown. Aaron Young stopped 38 of 40 shots on goal. For the Durham Hawks, their series with the Lindsay Barn Cats ended in a 4-0 series win for them, with Alex Lepazera stopping 29 shots to give them the 2-0 series lead at Little Britain. And I'll tell you, I was talking to some of the fans prior to the game because they were talking about how Deseronto plays so well on small ice surfaces because of their home ice being a small ice surface. I was saying that they would have loved it out there in Little Britain. The circle in the middle of the ice was basically touching the blue lines. That's how small the mid-ice area was, and the goal net's relatively close to basically our cameraman here, James Bull. And it's one of those things that when you are on home ice and your arena size is a little bit smaller than an average size arena, when you go to the big arenas, it causes some problems. And I think that that's what had happened to Deseronto out there in the county, was the large ice surface of the County Royals hockey arena affected Deseronto for the first 40 minutes, 45 minutes really, and then they started to get it going. But tonight they're on home ice, and Durham just played on a small arena just like this. So it's one of those things that the beauty of hockey has a way of telling a story. Even if I try and write one myself, by the end of the game, you can basically throw that story out. And right here, right now, we're 5 minutes away from writing a new chapter in the Northern Premier Hockey League. I could not get any reception in the arena. I'm going to try again after the warm-up. But around the league, from what I saw, the North Dundas Rockets beat the South Stormont Mustangs in the first game of their series. The rivalry that's been going on for as long as I can remember, the South Stormont Mustangs and the North Dundas Rockets. They have gone at it in 3 playoff series with the Rockets coming in on top, but this could be the time where the Mustangs finally get to the top of the mountain against an incredibly difficult team, a polished organization out there in North Dundas, but South Stormont, they have the will, the players to do it, but North Dundas, goaltending, defense, and that championship prowess makes it difficult for any team on the road or at home in Chesterville. Manotick versus Barry's Bay. Manotick is a very highly powerful hockey club that only seems to get better. Faltering only twice this season, and the one game that they lost, it came to the hands of the team they're playing in the second round of the playoffs, the Barry's Bay Wolves. And that team has an undefeated record this season, the only team in the league to have an undefeated record, and their all-time home record sits at 31-2-1 at home, which gives them a huge advantage that other teams don't possess against the Mariners. It's going to be an amazing series, folks, so get down to the arena if you can. Another series going on, 2 left. Smith Falls Rio is considered to be the favorite to represent the Eastern Conference in the finals to take on the resilient team in the league, losing 7 highly respected and talented hockey players in the offseason, but were able to have a great season nonetheless and come out of the first round with some impressive wins along the way. The Tweed Oil Kings. So 4 of them are on the Durham Hawks roster this season, and 3 more were in Lindsay. Got to see a lot of them throughout the season, so that will be a beauty of a series as well. And then, of course, this one here. We're down to 8 teams, folks. It's impossible to know who will emerge victorious in any given series because of how competitive this league has become. It's the best action the NPHL has ever offered, and it makes for an amazing playoff run for every team, and especially for us. That's what's going on around the league. I'll do my best to get you updated on the goings-on around the league. The Barry's Bay game versus Manotick out there. Manotick starts at 7:30. So that game will not be settled until we probably get back to Kingston, Ontario. Just for the viewers, we will be in Barry's Bay tomorrow for game 2 between Manotick and the Wolves. So tune into that one. We'll guaranteed be live for that one, folks. I mean, anything can happen. You know, we have seen crazier things, but we've been live every game this year for the Barry's Bay Wolves games. And next weekend, we will not know until this weekend's games are done what games will we do next weekend. So stay tuned for my Facebook page, or yeah, it's just on my Facebook page. We don't post anything on the YouTube channel. That's all of our highlight clips that James put together and all the live games and highlight packages, as I say, James puts together, which we hope you take advantage of, because not everybody can get down to the arena. Not everybody wants to watch a 3-hour-long hockey game. Picks out the best parts and puts it together. And I can't get into the chat as well to see what's going on in there, folks. So we hope you enjoy the game. If it cuts out, hopefully we'll be able to get it back on. James will do his very best to get it on as fast as possible. The Tuckers over there on the far boards for the Deseronto Bulldogs. The coaching staff getting ready strategically, going over their lineups and what they have in store for the Durham Hawks. And shout out to them. They were going to do an interview with me in Tweed, but I was freezing to the floor, and we decided to not do that. So as they clear the ice, how many highlight packages do you have? 3? 5? We'll do the Durham one in the first intermission. And you have a Deseronto game? Sure. We will, you know what we'll start off with right now is the Durham versus Lindsay game. An epic tilt. It was an incredible game, folks. James put the highlight reel together for you. And as they clear the ice, we'll send it over to the highlight package. So thanks for tuning in, folks, on NPHL Central, on YouTube. The Deseronto Bulldogs and the Durham Hawks from the Dog Pound in Deseronto. Thanks for tuning in, folks. We'll be right back. Back over Chad Duchesne. That is going to go all the way down for Shaw. Shot stopped by La Pizzera. Put that up in the neutral zone. Owens on him quickly is Mood. Chases St. Hilary as well, but he needs a line change. That pass over, connects. He's in on goal. What a great defensive play by Jeffers. The redirect kicked out by La Pizzera. Lets the puck settle down, and he shoots and scores. Alex Ewell, the redirect in front of that net, caused a rebound. They pumped it through the 5-hole, and it is 1-0, and I think this is where the teddy bear toss comes into play. I'm pretty sure, yep, there it is, the teddy bear toss. First goal of the game, and they will scatter the ice. Some teddy bears. Face-off one for the Bulldogs as they control. Pass over to Friend. Across the blue line. That's the pass over. Mood will pick it off, send it off the wall, and it'll get in the Deseronto zone with a quick turn. This is what Deseronto does very well, is control a lead. Overland shot, stopped by La Pizzera. Behind the net, trying to get there quickly. That's it to the top of the circle, and La Pizzera scampers back and gets the glove on that one. What a great save indeed. Good Lord above. The Hawks sitting. There's a question in the chat here. I'll get it. Pass the top of the circle. Thrown into the corner. Knocked down into the slot. Chance scores! Right on the doorstep. And Deseronto is up 2-0. A shot knocked down. He was patient. Right on the doorstep. Nothing La Pizzera can do on that one. The Bulldogs lead it 2-0. Try and get around the oncoming forechecker at the blue line. Sent into the slot. Dakota Betts throws it. Luke Brown will pick it off in the corner. He's looking out into the front of the net and he'll throw it. Go to the top of the circle and cycle it to the blue line. Try to get around him. Turn it back to the point. The pass over. They're in the shot. Scores! That's 3 straight. The Bulldogs are rolling. What a pass and what a goal. The teams, they want us to do any of their hockey games on the road or at home. Allows their fans, if you want us to do their road games, allows your fans to be able to see it. A chance, slot, shot, he fired it just far side and wide. Lemke sends that up to Reinhold, breakaway. Andrew Reinhold scores! Durham's first goal of the game comes from number 16, the captain, with 2:07 to go here in the second period. One of the worst guys in the league to send alone on a breakaway. And he made quick work of that one. 9-1 instead of 3-1. Deseronto, the team, they smell blood. And they are like sharks in the water. Shane sending it in behind the net. Shaw coming out, sent it through the slot. Along the wall. Oh boy, being harassed in front of the net by Noah Brandt. That's chipped down. And Young. Oh, he couldn't find it, and he scored! St. Hill, a gift. And he can't even believe it. Josh St. Hill. I'm pretty sure it was his grandma watching the show there the other night. Well, there's a gift for you. And 2-1, that's in the second period. And we want to just give a special thank you to the Deseronto staff here. 2 shout-outs in the game. That's actually never happened before for us. And we really appreciate it. We love doing this. We wish we could do every single game. Betts scored! Oh my word! How did that find the back of the net? Holy Dinah indeed. And we are all knotted up at 3. Dakota Betts firing that one. And Deseronto is in total disbelief there. And put it back to the blue line. Shot through by Tung. He's been incredible. And if he scores, I would not be surprised. He's had such a great game. Jefferson hits his skate. And they're out in a 2-on-1 with Ackerman. Jeffers shot, and Young comes up with a beauty glove save. That's got to be number 5 or 6 of the night. He loses him for a half a second, gets the stick back on him, and a nice play to get it out through center. No, he can't, loses control of that one. Betts knocks his man down. Ogden trying to get it away from Betts. I'll tell you, from ice level. Chance over now, Brown shoots, stop, it just dribbled. And it's sent all the way down the ice. Kept in by Lemke, knocked off the stick, picked up by Rhino. 21 seconds remaining. Reinhold, the pass over, Lemke, and Young comes up big. 15.4 remaining. Won by Deseronto. 13 seconds to get it up quick. Picked off by Betts. Betts over to Lemke. Tried to sift it into Reinhold. 6 seconds remaining. Lemke fighting for it. He's got a chance. Lemke in. What a great play. Unbelievable defense. Awesome D by Friend. And now we're going to get a shootout. And a very animated crowd, folks. It is terrific here. Reinhold will pick the puck up at center ice and move in on goal. The move, and he scored. Reinhold with a beauty move. He's hard to beat in a shootout. And it's 1-0 Durham. What does he have in his bag of tricks and his La Pizzera up to the test? Brown picks the puck up and moves in. Stopped by La Pizzera. Got the game-tying goal to get us here. Can he get them a 2-0 lead in the shootout? He's in. Shot and a great save by Young. The glove has been magic all night long. Why not one more time? With speed on goal. Scores! Jordan Cannons through the 5-hole, and it's 1-1. He is a dipsy doodler. Let's see what he's got. Ackerman in. Moves, and Young is there to meet him. That glove is something special. They might rightly need to try something else. Go blocker, 5-hole, something besides Young's glove. Dorian Overland looking to ice it away for the Bulldogs on goal. And it's stopped by La Pizzera. A nice move in that backhand. La Pizzera threw up the leather. Scriver picks the puck up at center and is in. Rolling puck, and he scored. Young, I don't think, thought he was going to shoot it as the puck hopped on him. And he beat him blocker side. As I said, don't go glove. Young's too good. Tung has been absolutely amazing. Alex Tung for Deseronto. Can he do it once again? Tung. Stop by La Pizzera. And the Hawks will beat Deseronto on their home ice. But what a game we were treated to, folks. My goodness me. Thanks, Deseronto, for all your hospitality. And you guys put up a great game, but Durham was too strong with a great comeback win. 3 straight goals in the later stages of the second and late part of the third period. And, I mean, if they meet up in the playoffs, folks, you need to get down to whatever arena they're in, because it's going to be a battle right to the bitter end. A great 65 minutes of hockey. Shootout was incredible, and we were glad we were on hand for it, folks, let me tell you. Located at the mouth of the Napanee River on the shore of the Bay of Quinte, known as the Eastern Gateway to the Bay of Quinte, is where NPHL Central is located on this Saturday night for round 2 of the Capital Conference playoffs from the Dog Pound in Deseronto, as the Bulldogs host the Durham Hawks in what is guaranteed to be one of the most memorable series the Northern Premier Hockey League will put on display for the 2025-2026 season. Both teams are loaded with high-end talent. Both teams have incredible goaltending, smoking offense, and the expectation that they have is to win the championship when the dust settles, and they would be correct. And we've seen from these clubs they can pull it off. Some miraculous comebacks, some dominating performances, and more importantly, the never-give-up mentality that keeps them in every game. You can have the talent, but without the will and drive to succeed, no amount of talent will get you out of the first period. Two clubs that have what is necessary to win on any given night. The beauty about hockey is only one team will emerge victorious, and we have it all here on NPHL Central next. Hello everyone, and welcome again to another exciting playoff battle for Game 1. Durham, Deseronto, they both punched their tickets from the first round in epic form. Wellington County had to really battle in Game 1 to pull off a overtime victory. And in Game 2, Deseronto got the job done and beat County to move on to the second round. Durham beat their nemesis, the Lindsay Barncats. And a great battle, just waiting for them here to come out of the dressing room. And when they do, we'll get them on camera here as everybody is waiting at center ice for them. But for James Bull, the man behind the camera who will do all the technical aspects you will see here tonight, and myself, Billy Bull, doing your play-by-play, settle in, folks. It's going to be an epic tilt between two teams that put on quite a show. The small ice for Deseronto is a absolute benefit for them. And here comes the Durham Hawks coming out of the dressing room and ready to roll. 4 games this season. They split them 2-2. So we'll see what the playoff picture has in for us tonight. Alex Lepizera at one end of the ice. Looks like Aaron Young, the goalie of record, at the other. And I'll have their numbers right after we send it down to rinkside to do O Canada. This barn is filling up fast, folks. We were here an hour before pregame. We were here about an hour and a half, 45 minutes before the game, and we luckily got our spot here at ice level at center ice. That is how anticipated this game is. Durham's brought their fans, but Deseronto comes out in droves. Standing room only for last series finale, and I expect the exact same here tonight. So, for MPHL Central, Deseronto, Durham, let's send it down to rinkside for our O Canada.
We have Billy Boyle from the NPHL Central YouTube channel. If you get a chance, check out Billy's channel on YouTube. Like and share. Really appreciate it. Thanks for coming, Billy. Also, we have our sponsors, cigarchief.com. We have Mark and Derek in our lobby. Get yourself a free bag of coffee, and get yourself some sample of a cappuccino or a regular drip of coffee.
I was kind of wondering what was going on there.
Cigarchief.com. Please rise if you're able. Remove your caps as we play the Canadian national anthem.
in any form, RO. Canada is beautiful. For the road team, Sorry, boys. For the road team, Alex Lepazera, 7-3-0 in the regular season and a 4.04 goals against average with an 8.94 save percentage. At the other end of the ice for the home team, Aaron Young, 7-1-2, a 3.35 goals against and a 9.23 save percentage. Unbelievable goaltending we will see tonight against two high-octane offensive hockey clubs that really take care of the defensive end. Let's get going. All the prep aside now, folks. This is game one. Through center with speed. Snap shot, and Lepazera tested early. Brian Bickle picks up the rebound, sends it up to Scriver. He'll dump that in around the net, and Aaron Young will fish it in behind the net, send it around the boards, back to the blue line. Kept in and sent towards the net, the redirect, and Young had to be sharp on his first test of the game. Knocked off his stick. Scriver, slot, what a save by Young, and he will stop the rebound. And Brian Bickle was there to pump that home, but Young made a beauty stop on that one. Holy Dinah indeed. Wow. Already there's been 3 shots on goal, and all 3 of them look to be labeled for the back of the net. But I'm telling you, it's going to be a goalie battle for this 5-game series. Send out through center, and Dakota Betts will come back to get it. Fires that over to Smale, back over to Betts. And the Hawks are out through center. Baker will drill it in behind the net. Young will leave that for Ackerman. Ackerman hit along the wall pretty hard there by Johnny Hill. Sent up to the neutral zone. It's deflected in. The icing is waved off. Lepazera and Young are both goalies who really like to play the puck. That'll be interesting as this game rolls along. Through center and dumped in behind the net by Smale. In after that one is Greg Arnberg, one of my favorite players to call in this entire league. Number 11 for the Bulldogs. Dakota Betts picks it up, muscles his way as 3 Bulldogs were on him in the neutral zone. Captain Johnny Hill sending that one up. Jason Shaw, he can't bring it down. Clark now sending it over to an open wing, a dump and chase, and he'll go after it. And Ethan Coens is there first. Coens sends that out through center. And Gray will pick it up in his own end of the ice, throwing it up through. Clark can't pick it up. That's going to go 200 feet for an icing, and it'll be brought back down into the Deseronto zone, into the Durham zone. Deseronto has really had another season to be proud of, taking home the division championships, writing their ticket to the Outlaw tournament. Couldn't be more pumped about that. Durham has to win the championship to make it to the Outlaw tournament, but just winning the championship would be enough for them. In behind the net, O'Donnell, he's being watched very carefully by Graham Lamers, Marie Lamers, friend of the show, watching hopefully at home. I know the stream isn't perfect, but in behind the net, Jeffers will pick that up, send that over to Gray along the wall, and Deseronto forcing the issue inside the zone. St. Hill will pick it up on a bump play there that made Deseronto lose control of the puck. Clark sent up to Gray. Gray, snap shot. That was fanned on, went to the corner, and now shot on Young, and he'll make a save on that one and hold on for the whistle. Fast-paced action, folks. And please, again, as we say, tune in for the recorded version after the game. We'll have it. It will be sharp as attack. Scriver, scrum draw. That's over into the half wall there. And sent down to the blue line and out. Coming across the line are the Bulldogs, streaking towards the net. The shot, Lepazera made a nice save on that one. Along the half wall, bumping and smashing going along, and Durham will send it up across the blue line and in on goal. Back in, Young, this 2 beautiful saves by Aaron Young to keep it at a 0-0 score. Aaron Young stretching out for that one. Dump back to the blue line, and Bickle can't get there. And we'll go out into the neutral zone. Lemke, big hit along the wall by Harrison. Just a hard spot in the wall, forces Young to cover that as it hit something in the wall and almost bounced right out in front. William Harrison with a big hit on the wall, caused almost a turnover, but that is a setup play, folks. As I say all the time, a big hit like that will force the opposition to hear footsteps as the game goes along, force them to make quick passes that they wouldn't want to make, but they definitely don't want to take the hit, cause the turnover, and as the game goes along, they just don't want to take the hit because they've been bruised up pretty bad. Smale, nice play there to poke it back to Dakota Betts. He's been big for Durham all season. The pass over there, pass through the blue line and sent into the zone. Johnny Hill, long, nice pass, sent rink wide to Austin Eastman. Eastman's had himself a great campaign this season as well for Deseronto. Across the line and in. Shot stopped by La Pizarra. And Cannons the rebound, and La Pizarra is there again. As Johnny Hill firing that one on net. Unbelievable action. Austin Eastman got into 9 games this year and 8 goals and 14 assists on his campaign. Absolutely phenomenal season for him. Face off to the right of La Pizarra, scrummed. Ackerman won that one over Overland. Sent around the wall. Trying to go to back for Best in the slot. A great save. 2 of them by La Pizarra. Can you believe it? To the blue line. Sent around the net. Almost bounced right back out in front. And Deseronto is buzzing. That shot goes back to the point. Ironberg will fire it, and a great block shot by Baker. Sent around to the far wall, and it's Taylor Best. Out in front of the net again, a great lift by Baker. Ironberg keeps it in, sends it into the corner. Deseronto is really buzzing now. Durham will send it out through center to relieve some of the pressure. Deseronto, long, nice pass. Up to Noah Brandt, he needs a line change after that great effort. Overland sends it into the slot to Shaw, bounces that away, and Cannons, he'll send that over to Shaw. They will keep it inside the zone. Walks in. La Pizarra is there again. He is coming up big. With Gananoque last season, he was up against it. They had a highly talented team, but the defense, they had a great defensive team, but they were a high-octane hockey club, and some of their mistakes were big, but few and far between, and he had to be huge when the going got tough for Gananoque. He's doing it all year long for Durham. Tanner Bull on the left side. That's sent in to Jones, and he can't complete that one. Sent along to Cannons. Cannons sends it up. It's deflected down, and it will go for an icing. DeMeo was there, but ahead of the play was the referee catching that one. Great action, folks. We hope that the stream isn't too bad. Doing our best. James got her up and running. Draw one back. Lemke sends it through a screen, and Aaron Young somehow found that one. Unreal. The goaltending is going to be premium at this series, and it's got to be. Cross the line. Shot and a stop by La Pizarra. Jordan Cannons with a rocket. La Pizarra comes up big. Brian Bickle, 3-time Stanley Cup champion, trying to bore his way in. And the defense of Deseronto was standing tall. Connor Burtonshaw sending that back in behind the net to Coens. And it, by around that arena door, hops over his stick. Rhino along the half wall trying to force the issue, but he can't. Knocked off his stick and out through center. Dakota Betts sends a nice pass in for Scriver. He'll backhand it into Young. And Young making the smart play to hold on for the whistle again. Forces center to win the draw. Action-packed game. Do not, if you are in the area of Orono out there in Durham, or if you are in Deseronto and around the old Tyendinaga Mohawk area, get down to the arena, folks. These games are unbelievable. And the place is packed again. If you can see around behind the net, it's fans all the way around behind the net, let alone in the stands. They are deep. Shot from the point, kick save by Young. Austin Eastman sends that around to the far boards, and that there sent through the neutral zone and picked off. trying to come in across the line, met him with a check. Sends it in down low. Was Alex Tung, the game hero in game one. Sent towards the net. LaPazera steers that right to Dakota Betts. Flipped out through center, and that will not go down for an icing, as that will be met by Panetta. 12:56 to go here in the first period. My goodness, so much has happened already. We have got a goalie duel. The hits are starting to come fast and furious. Shaw sends it back. Huge hit along the wall. Into the slot. Waiting. Shoots. And LaPazera comes up with two big saves again. Deseronto getting high quality chances. That's sent up, and that will never come back down again. Sent up into the sky. Smart play by Durham to relieve the pressure as the Bulldogs now into that pack mentality starts to put it to the Hawks. Pazera coming up big, some big defensive plays as well, but Deseronto forcing the issue. Now they've brought out the Brandt, Shaw, and Overland line for the Bulldogs. O'Donnell in behind the net, sending that up to Gray. He'll throw it over, and Clark trying to get on it quick with St. Hill, but they can't get there in time. Jeffers, that's poked up and into the mesh, and we will have ourselves a draw just outside the Deseronto zone. Boy, oh boy. Incredible hockey at both ends of the ice. The fans are ready to explode here in Deseronto. They have come out full force. Tanner Bull will send that on Aaron Young, and he'll steer it into the corner for the captain. It's off the wall and out. Sent over, and the pass will not connect. They'll turn it back the other way, but Deseronto is playing great defense right now. Always two guys back. Sent into the corner. Behind the net now, and Deseronto will set up. Firing a long pass. That will bounce all the way down, and it will not be an icing. DeMeo will have to send that into his own bench and get a stoppage in play. And again, folks, not ignoring you in the YouTube channel. I just can't get any signal on my phone. Back to the blue line. Shot through a screen and fired up the ice by Bickle, trying to catch Reinhold. Looking for Scriver in front. Tried to bank that actually off Aaron Young. Back to Lemke at the blue line. Sending it through the redirect. Goes behind the net. Scriver back to the point. Pass over. Shot through redirected off the goal post, I'm pretty sure. Didn't hear a ping, but Young looked back behind him and he immediately come out in front of the net, so that was my assumption. Rhino sends that in deep. This is going to be a game where you're going to need quick line changes on both sides of the ice. Ackerman in his own zone sends it over to Smale. Smale fakes the pass and gets through enemy lines in the neutral zone. Sends it on. Young steers that to Betts. Betts will rifle it on. Young again the save. Smale throws it towards the net, and Deseronto will clear that to the neutral zone. Every shot's looked like it could have been a goal so far in this game, but the goaltending has been spectacular. Dakota Betts doesn't like what he sees, so he'll turn back, throw it over to Smale. Smale could, oh boy, that was pretty close. And it is an offside, and it will be outside the Durham zone. Alex Tung, number 10, right out in front of us. Huge for Deseronto in that first series. That's sent out of the reach. That is going to be an icing. No, it's going to be called off. And Deseronto in their own zone will start to move it out through center. Austin Eastman. He is laser sharp, and it's offside. And a groan from the Deseronto faithful as they'll bring it outside the line again. 10 minutes even, right at the halfway point of the first period. Nothing the score between two highly talented hockey clubs. Anybody can win this series, folks. They are both that either one of these teams could come out of their conference. be totally honest with you. That's sent up across the line. Really the wild, wild west. I mean, you've got Tweed and Smith Falls going at it tonight. Those two clubs, that is going to be a very highly anticipated game. Probably two sellouts at either barn. And they are going to play the winner of this series. Into the slot, Tongue waits, shoots it off the crossbar, and it bounces all the way back to the blue line. A pass is almost picked off by Baker. Best couldn't get there in time. Sent over to Eastman, slips it in, shoots, what a stop by La Pizarra again. Back to center for Clark. With St. Hill with him, he'll send that in, that little water bug. St. Hill will go in after that one. Josh St. Hill for Durham Hawks. He has been everything and then some for the Durham Hawks this season. 7 goals and 8 assists. That's up. That is not going to be an icing in his 17 games. Round to the far side, a good body. Greg Ironberg will pick that puck up and send it around. And picked up by Shaw. Sent to the neutral zone, and Lemke will give that over to DeMeo. DeMeo through the mid-ice area. Took a bit of a swat with the stick there and was not happy about it. And gave Overland a piece of his mind and some lumber as well. Tanner Bull will send that into the corner. In after that, quickly on it, was Johnny Hill, and he'll relieve some of the pressure, and it's going to go down to the Durham zone as Deseronto will get a wholesale change. Just out of the reach of Graham Lamers. That's going to be an icing. They'll bring it back into the Durham zone. What a crowd on hand. I was talking to Julie prior to the game. She was saying that she was even at standing room only and she had to stand by one of the rails. She is here for every single game. That's how packed this place was. And it's packed just like that again. Tanner Bull will send it in around Greg Ironberg. And then after that, quick as Johnny Hill sends it along the wall. And Ironberg will try and move the puck as Cannon's there supporting. Bull in there like a bull in a china shop. That was a little too on the nose. But frees the puck, and Deseronto in behind their own net. Move it out through center. Nice pass to Lamers. Lamers pass over to Overland or to Harrison, and he was hit hard. Lamers gives it right back to Dakota Betts, and the bodies start to connect here as this game moves along to the second half of this first period. Smale, confident and calm, sends that to Bull as he was rushed by 2 Bulldogs. Cross the line in Rhino, and Young again comes up huge. Good Lord above, will we ever break the deadlock? These goaltenders are hot tonight. As advertised prior to the game, both ends of the ice, both goalkeepers are absolutely terrific. I mean, both goalies for Deseronto, both their save percentage are north of .913. Young with a .923. That alone is something to tune in for, folks. We have 2 of the highest save percentages in the league, and then La Pizarra hovering around .900, which, if anybody knows anything about this league, that is terrific numbers. Chopped along the wall, and Durham will move it out to center ice, playing the ice surface, really. Once you've lost possession of the puck, it becomes a muck fest, and the smartest idea, if you can, is to move it out into the neutral zone and regroup, because you're just forcing the issue. Make an errant pass, and you've got both defensemen standing at the blue line, standing still, becomes an odd man rush going the other way. Durham is playing it smart. Deseronto is playing it smart. So this is a chess match between high caliber hockey club. Plural. Shot, and Young is on that quickly. And he'll hold on for the face-off. Can't believe the stream is held, James. I can't believe it hasn't cut. That's great. Ackerman at the draw. He's facing off there against Austin Eastman, and he'll win it into the corner. Oh, pass through the middle. Baker trying to get around Shaw to the slot to Best, and he can't pull the trigger. And that was an errant pass. I'm pretty sure he tried to hold up at the last second and completed the pass, even though he rightly did not want to. Ackerman again versus Eastman, round 2, with 6 1/4 minus a penny remaining here in the first period. Won by Ackerman. But there quickly was Panetta. Received that pass and skate out through center. Panetta fans on the dump in, but he won't fan it on it the second time. Jeffers sending it rink wide. Best gives it back to Jeffers. Into the corner now and around the net. That's something Durham does quite a bit, is ignites their defense core. Jeffers, and that's in around the net. Shot out in front. A good play by LaPazera to thwart that slot pass. Just quickly, Jeffers and, I'm not even going to get it out because they're getting chances again. Eastman sending that over, trying to get into the slot area. Shot, hit a stick, went up over the cage. Rung back to the blue line. Deseronto again. Eastman back to the blue line. A chance here for, that's a shot block. The rebound's in his feet. And they couldn't come up with that quick enough to make a play out of that one. Sent down the ice. It's going to come down for an icing. Finishing my thought, guys like Jeffers and Lemke on the back end there, along with Dakota Betts, they'll spring them every now and again, get them up into the play. Smale will do a coast-to-coast every now and again to ignite and throw off the Deseronto D. They're waiting for a pass, and all of a sudden the D is forcing it up into the zone, throwing it around the boards, and Baker meets it along the half wall. Ehrenberg was there to force the issue, and it broke up the play, and it's sent back in on LaPazera, and he'll hold on for the face-off. Two highly talented clubs, folks. You've got to be at the arena really to see it. It's unbelievable. Noah Brand, I think this is only his handful of shift in this first period, but he's been very, very influential every time he's been out on the ice. St. Hill not happy being thrown out of the draw, and they're getting close to a penalty now for delay a game. The draw is scrummed and one back to the point. Ironberg ripped it through, and a nice save by LaPazera there. That's a hard stop for any goalie, right up around the shoulder area, anywhere underneath the armpit. It's hard to close that off if you can't get the middle part of your body on it. Noah Brandt looking for, and there it is, folks. There's the penalty that we were talking about. Clark is getting 2 minutes, and he's better be careful because he doesn't have a letter on his jersey. He's not allowed really to talk to the ref, and emotions running wild. He was not happy about the face-off setup. Neither was St. Hill as well, but it must have carried on a little too long after the whistle, and a 2-minute minor early on, which is going to be huge here for Deseronto, as they run a 28% power play clip in the regular season, and Durham's 72% penalty kill. 28% power play for the Deseronto Bulldogs. My goodness. And, the ref is saying right here, right in front of us, I'm not allowed to say the names of the referees, but they're saying, how much am I supposed to take? And this is coming down quite close to another delayed game. Is it another penalty? Oh, it's 5-on-5 right now. It's a guy in the box for Durham. Oh, it's a 10-minute. Statistician Julie Albertson here giving me the 411 as I cannot get on my phone, and that's what it is. It's a misconduct penalty, possibly abuse of the referee, but I think that would get them out of the game. But it's a 10. What did he? For unsportsmanlike, a 10-minute penalty. So the bench would be a little shorter for the last 5 minutes of the period and 5 minutes into the second period, and so it's still explaining it to him. 5 aside. I mean, that's great officiating right there. Instead of, because they really want the teams to play. They haven't called a penalty this entire period. They do not want this series or this game or anything to come down to a penalty that's chipped through. What a defensive play by Overland. Terrific to knock that down. And they're in on a 3-on-2. Slides it in, the fan, the rebound kick, saved by LaPazera. Brian Bickle out through center. Cross the blue line and sends that over to Scriver and hops on him, sent towards the net. and it's drilled in behind the net, and out comes the Bulldogs. 4 minutes and 19 seconds remaining here in the first. Good pick off there by Reinhold. Reinhold trying to lead his team by example. That shot deflected up into the mesh, and when it's brought down, we'll have a face-off inside the Deseronto zone. James and I are excited for this weekend. Next weekend, maybe 3 games. Just depends on how the series goes. Maybe back here Saturday night or in Barry's Bay or in Manotick. We're not 100% sure yet. We will find out as the week progresses. Along the near wall here with speed is Connor Burtonshaw barreling his way through. It's a hard guy to knock off the puck, and that's out through center. Lamers will pick that up. Get across the line, tried to send it over. 3 Hawks are out. Nope, there he is there. Taylor Best chips it in behind the net, and Deseronto will move out with the last little bit remaining here in the first period. An incredibly even first period. Would love to see the shots on goal. Austin Eastman across the line and in. Beautiful move, LaPazere out. No backhand pass that over to Taylor Best. That hits a foot, comes right over to Eastman on the near side. Shot towards the net, and a beauty defensive play by Smale on an electrifying hockey player, number 17, Austin Eastman. Unbelievable. Ian Harrison coming off the bench with William Harrison, along with Chris Rogalski. His first shift of the period. I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but I have not seen him yet this period, but I can't see everything. Tanner Bull, he'll send that over, and that puck goes up into the air. Bull sends it over and in. The shot scores! Durham pops it home. Low glove side, and it handcuffed Young, and he looks upset, but I got to be honest with you, that was a laser shot, and Aaron Young couldn't do anything more than he did. Look how far out he is to challenge that, and a beautiful shot, and Durham has broke the deadlock with a goal in the late stages of the first period. I mean, Young come out to the top of the crease and tried to cut the angle down, but that low shot going back the other way right along the ice is a tough one to stop, especially when they've been going upstairs basically the entire time on the Deseronto netminder. 3 minutes remaining in the first frame. 1-0 now Durham. And Gray will chip that and get it deep inside the Bulldog zone. Bull will meet his man along the wall, sending it back to the blue line. Nope, that's chipped out and knocked down at center ice. Flipped it into the zone. That's an icing, or an offside, and he didn't see it until it was at the last second there off the glass, and Reinhold just bounces over his stick there. They're trying to ignite Reinhold, but Durham can't connect. Rhino now. Snap shot again, going low glove side along the ice, and just missed it. Went outside the post. In now the drop pass. An opportunity by Tongue as he's knocked off the puck, and he gives it right back to him. Overland along the half wall, but there's 4 Bulldogs there, and Lemke, as they make a line change, Lemke goes in behind his own net. Overland watching him. Lemke up the middle of the ice. That's almost picked up by Noah Brandt. Bickle drop pass to Scriver, back down to Bickle in the corner, throwing it to Rhino, but too much. Bulldog in the corner. Hitting the jaw to Rhino there, and he is not happy about it. And neither was Johnny Hill as the captains collide. Noah Brandt and oh boy, a shot stopped by LaPazera. Chipped in behind the net. It is getting chippy out there now, folks. Ryan Bickle sends it to Rhino, and Johnny Hill in his own zone trying to catch Durham. A line change, but he'll elect to go back into his own end of the ice to Arnberg. Arnberg behind his net. Now scamper out through center. Head up the whole time, but Betts meets him right here in your living room. Jones will send it on as Dakota Betts was streaking towards the net looking for a rebound, but Aaron Young makes short work of that one. 57 8/10 remaining here in the first period. 1-0 Durham in a back and forth game. Ackerman trying to send it back. Best will throw it towards the net. It comes out to center ice. Smale slips it in to Ackerman, and he stops up. Ackerman, the hard pass, doesn't complete. Down to 40 seconds remaining here in the first frame. Long stretch pass, and that's going to go for an icing.
Reminder fans, safety tickets are available in the lobby during intermission.
To the right of Aaron Young, 33. 2/10 remaining here in the first period. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Scriver bounces up in the air. Not happy about that. Rhino, the shot hits a stick, goes up into the mesh. And the refs are letting them play. They really want this to be settled as much as they can, 5-a-side. And I'll tell you, Scriver is not happy. But they've let some rough stuff go, folks. And that's what you really kind of want, is to let some of the rough stuff go. And after the whistle, they're not jousting and being crazy, so they don't need to call that, which is nice. The pass into the slot. Shot! Scored! Oh boy, what a shot. Taylor Best pops that home on a scrum play in front of the net. And it's 2-0 for the Durham Hawks. Noah Brandt, Overland, and Shaw out there to try and come within one before the second period. A backhand, it looks like they got Panetta and Friend as well on the D end of the ice. Ackerman at the draw, wins it back to O'Donnell. Sending it in. Pass over, and one more rush. Across the line and in. Shaw sends that into the corner. Noah Brandt hits Jeffers, but can't get the puck. This time they do. Shaw looking into the corner, throwing it back to the point. No, just getting it away at 2 hits. And that's going to do it for the first frame here at the Dog Pound in Deseronto. Durham leading it 2-0. We'll have your out-of-town scoreboard after the first intermission. But first, we will have the game that we did between Durham and Deseronto here a few weeks ago. It was an epic game. James put together a highlight clip. We hope you enjoy it, folks. Thanks for tuning in to NPHL Central on YouTube from the Northern Premier Hockey League. Back over Chad Duchesne. That is going to go all the way down for Shaw. Shot stopped by LaPazera. Put that up in the neutral zone. Owens on him quickly is Mood. Chase is St. Hilary as well, but he needs a line change. That pass over connects. He's in on goal. What a great defensive play by Jeffers. The redirect kicked out by LaPazera. Lets the puck settle down, and he shoots and scores. Alex Ewell, the redirect in front of that net, caused a rebound. They pumped it through the 5-hole, and it is 1-0, and I think this is where the teddy bear toss comes into play. I'm pretty sure, yep, there it is, the teddy bear toss. First goal of the game. They will scatter the ice. Some teddy bears. And a face-off one for the Bulldogs as they control. Pass over to Friend. Across the blue line. That's the pass over. Blue will pick it off, send it off the wall, and it'll get in for Deseronto's zone, but a quick turn. And this is what Deseronto does very well, is control a lead. Overland. Shot stopped by LaPazera. behind the net, trying to get there quickly. That's it to the top of the circle, and LaPazzera scampers back and gets the glove on that one. What a great save indeed. Good Lord above. The Hawks sitting. There's a question in the chat here. I'll get it. Pass the top of the circle. Thrown into the corner. Knocked down into the slot. Chance scores! Right on the doorstep. And Deseronto is up 2-0. A shot knocked down. He was patient. Right on the doorstep. Nothing LaPazzera can do on that one. The Bulldogs lead it 2-0. Try and get around the oncoming forechecker at the blue line. Sent into the slot. Dakota Betts throws it. Luke Brown will pick it off in the corner. He's looking out into the front of the net and he'll throw it. Go to the top of the circle and cycle it to the blue line. Try to get around him. Turn it back to the point. The pass over. They're in the shot. Scores! That's 3 straight. The Bulldogs are rolling. What a pass and what a goal. The teams, they want us to do any of their hockey games on the road or at home. Allows their fans, if you want us to do their road games, allows your fans to be able to see it. A chance, slot, shot, and he fired it just far side and wide. Lemke sends that up to Reinhold, breakaway. Andrew Reinhold scores! Durham's first goal of the game comes from number 16, the captain, with 2:07 to go here in the second period. One of the worst guys in the league to send alone on a breakaway. And he made quick work of that one. 9-1 instead of 3-1. Deseronto, the team, they smell blood. And they are like sharks in the water. Shane sending it in behind the net. Shaw coming out, sent it through the slot. Along the wall. Oh boy, being harassed in front of the net by Noah Brandt. That's chipped down. And Young. Oh, he couldn't find it, and he scored! St. Hill, a gift. And he can't even believe it. Josh St. Hill. I'm pretty sure it was his grandma watching the show there the other night. Well, there's a gift for you. And 2-1, that's in the second period. And we want to just give a special thank you to the Deseronto staff here. 2 shout-outs in the game. That's actually never happened before for us. And we really appreciate it. We love doing this. We wish we could do every single game. Betts scored! Oh my word! How did that find the back of the net? Holy Dinah indeed. And we are all knotted up at 3. Dakota Betts firing that one. And Deseronto is in total disbelief there. And move it back to the blue line. Shot through by Tung. He's been incredible. And if he scores, I would not be surprised. He's had such a great game. Jefferson hits his skate. And they're out in a 2-on-1 with Ackerman. Jeffers shot, and Young comes up with a beauty glove save. That's got to be number 5 or 6 on the night. Loses him for a half a second. Gets the stick back on him. And a nice play to get it out through center. No, he can't. Loses control of that one. Betts knocks his man down. Ogden trying to get it away from Betts. I'll tell you, from ice level. Chance over now, Brown shoots! Stop! It just dribbled! And it's sent all the way down the ice. Kept in by Lemke. Knocked off the stick. Picked up by Rhino. 21 seconds remaining. Reinhold, the pass over. Lemke and Young comes up big. 15.4 remaining. Won by Deseronto. 13 seconds to get it up quick. Picked off by Betts. Betts over to Lemke. Tried to sift it into Reinhold. 6 seconds remaining. Lemke fighting for it. He's got a chance. Lemke in. What a great play. Unbelievable defense. Awesome D by Friend. And now we're going to get a shootout. And a very animated crowd, folks. It is terrific here. Reinhold will pick the puck up at center ice and move in on goal. The move, and he scored. Reinhold with a beauty move. He's hard to beat in a shootout. And it's 1-0 Durham. What does he have in his bag of tricks, and his La Pizarra up to the test? Brown picks the puck up and moves in. Stopped by La Pizarra. Got the game-tying goal to get us here. Can he get them a 2-0 lead in the shootout? He's in. Shot and a great save by Young. The glove has been magic all night long. Why not one more time? With speed on goal. Scores! Jordan Cannons through the 5-hole, and it's 1-1. He is a dipsy doodler. Let's see what he's got. Ackerman in. Moves, and Young is there to meet him. That glove is something special. They might rightly need to try something else. Go blocker, 5-hole, something besides Young's glove. Dorian Overland looking to ice it away for the Bulldogs on goal. And it's stopped by La Pizarra. A nice move in that backhand. La Pizarra threw up the leather. Scriver picks the puck up at center and is in. Rolling puck, and he scored. Young, I don't think, thought he was going to shoot it as the puck hopped on him, and he beat him blocker side. As I said, don't go glove. Young's too good. Tongue has been absolutely amazing. Alex Tongue for Deseronto. Can he do it once again? Tongue stopped by La Pizarra, and the Hawks will beat Deseronto on their home ice. But what a game we were treated to, folks. My goodness me. Thanks, Deseronto, for all your hospitality. And you guys put up a great game, but Durham was too strong with a great comeback win. 3 straight goals in the later stages of the second and late part of the third period. And, I mean, if they meet up in the playoffs, folks, you need to get down to whatever arena they're in, because it's going to be a battle right to the bitter end. A great 65 minutes of hockey. Shootout was incredible. And we were glad we were on hand for it, folks, let me tell you.
Really love that. You young guys and stuff.
After one period here from the Dog Pound in Deseronto, the Durham Hawks come out with 2 goals in the first period and lead this one 2-0 going into the second. Tanner Bull got the Hawks off and running from Austin Jeffers, and then Taylor Best from Dylan Scriver to make it 2-0. 39 shots directed at both goalies, 21 for Durham, 18 for Deseronto. And I'll tell you right now, folks, this is going to be a game for the ages. Both sides are, I don't think they could be in better form right now. And both sides had their opportunities in that period. La Pizarra was unbelievable. Aaron Young was just as amazing. 2 goals that Young had no chance on. A perfect shot by Bull, and then a miscue where the puck bounced right out in front of the net, and a gift for Best, who slid it in the only spot of the ice that Young was not covering. No chance for Young on that one, but a great goalie battle throughout the first 20 minutes. Your out-of-town scoreboard is pretty light. I went outside to get the some of the stats. The only game that has completed is the North Dundas Rockets beating the South Stormont Mustangs 7-5. North Dundas led the entire way, but that is going to be a great series. They won it by 2 goals. And I'll tell you right now, that is going to be a series to watch as the days clip by. I'm betting that one will go all 5. The other games are just getting underway. Tweed and Smith Falls and Barry's Bay and the Manotick Mariners I'm going to definitely go home, as we will be doing the Barry's Bay Manotick game out in Madawaska Valley tomorrow. Game time, from what I see, is 7 o'clock, but I have been wrong before. We'll be on a half an hour before game, 40 minutes before the pregame, before puck drop. So we'll have the pregame for you and the update for you from all the games that happened today, and a little insight into that series, which is going to be an incredible one, as Manotick's first loss of the season came to Barry's Bay in Madawaska Valley, and Madawaska Valley ran the table at home, going 10-0. So Manotick really needs to win game one to really give themselves a foothold in the series. Neither team really wants to come out on the ice in a rush. Durham took them quite a while to come out in the first period, and right now the horn is sound. That's usually when both sides are coming out on the ice, but I love this. They let the ice settle, no big puddles of water out on the ice, and it allows for some really great hockey instead of sticky pucks all over the ice. This is a little shout out to Richard Krause. If he's listening, I'll tell you, they should really switch sides and have their home games at the other end of the ice, because as you see right down there, that door that's in behind the goal net, that is the Zamboni door. And a few times actually in the first period, you saw the puck hopping around in behind the net. It causes a little bit of problems for Deseronto in their own zone in the first period, and might be something to think about. Although they would have to actually switch dressing rooms, which I can't imagine that they want to do, or just make it a point that we're going to be at the one side of the arena. It's one of the few times that you see that. You're fine. Sorry, son. It's one of the few times you see the home team at the Zamboni door. So great action in that first period, folks. As I said, the shots on goal favored Durham 21, Deseronto at 18. So both are really very tight, and the referees have let them go. Not one power play in that first period, and you've got to love that. It's not gotten out of hand. Both teams have been physical. I haven't seen any dirty stuff going on from either side, which is great. And 5 minutes or so, a little over 5 minutes left in the game misconduct for unsportsmanlike, and he'll be allowed out of the penalty box. We've been playing five-a-side ever since then. So when he comes out, he will be raring to go. St. Hill is in the penalty box as well. I do not have internet access, so I cannot tell you what it is. But joining him is Josh St. Hill in the box, but we're still. Another 10-minute misconduct, this time to Josh St. Hill at the end of the period, and he is gone. Josh St. Hill has been ejected from the game. He stood up and hollered at the ref. I'm not sure what he said, but he is gone. And Deseronto just got a 2-minute penalty for tripping, I think. 2 minutes coming to the home squad. Josh St. Hill has been ejected, and that is huge. Josh St. Hill is a big hockey player for the Durham Hawks, and on the season, St. Hill, as I said in the first period, 7 goals and 8 assists. The fans here are so engaged and so passionate, folks. It's amazing to watch, and we're right here in the thick of it, which we absolutely love, as long as they don't mind us being here. knocked down at the blue line by Betts. He jumped up as it hit off the glass to the slot. Shot, great save by Aaron Young. Bickle back to the blue line, sent back into the corner to Reinhold. Sends it over to Betts. Betts with a screen in front. Over, score, oh no, that hit the outside of the net. I thought I saw the net ripple, but it was just Ironberg falling into the cage. Pass over Lemke, the shot. That's deflected wide of the net, and Durham is buzzing now. Sent towards the net. Young had a bit of a hard time getting up. Taylor Best shoots it and fired it up over the net. Yep, Young is laboring a bit, it looks like, to get back into the cage. Rhino sent across. Lemke whistles that one, and it goes wide again.
2 minutes for Lemke.
Yep. That's sent down the ice, a bouncing puck. LaPazzera trying to catch him on a line change, sends that up to Taylor Best, and he's in on a 2-on-1. Best over, backhand, score! And then they're not calling that a goal. The net, I'm pretty sure, is off the pegs, and Durham will not be happy with that. Was off by quite a bit, too. Good 3 to 4 inches off the pegs, and it's going to stay 2-0 for the Durham Hawks. Aaron Young taking a few moments here trying to get back into the cage as he is laboring, trying to shake it off. That's one. Ackerman back to DeMeo. DeMeo sends that over across the line to Smale. The shot and a stop by Young. The rebound, and that's whistled out of the danger area by Connor Burtonshaw. One of my favorite names to call as well from the Deseronto Bulldogs. Ackerman streaking out on the far side. He'll gain the blue line and almost get around Panetta. Digging in the corner in the feet of Scriver. Goes back to the blue line. A good play by DeMeo to keep that in because Deseronto was off to the races. Tried to fire that quickly. Great play by Panetta, but Durham will regain the puck. Looking for him across the ice. DeMeo picks it up, fans on it. He'll send it back to the point. Smale the shot. Deflected wide. Young is definitely laboring. Smale to the dot, and the penalty is over. And if Deseronto can pick it up, they can catch him, but they can't. Send in Scriver's feet, turn back to the blue line, throw it to the point. O'Donnell, backhand pass is picked off by Eastman. Eastman being harangued there by Baker. Slowed him up. Smart, quick hurry there. Across the line, faked the shot, and going to the net is Gray looking for the redirect. Noah Brandt sends that in. He knows the boards here well. Tried to get a careen off the wall to go back out in front of the net. Almost a too many men on the ice penalty as Shaw did a smart thing and jumped back onto the bench. Good hit here by Gray as he's had a great shift for Durham. Chopping at that was Tanner Bull. Got in the way of Noah Brandt. One of the only guys that could slow a big man like Noah Brandt down. Rifles that into the slot and it's out through center. Pass up by Jones. Chipped in. Knocked down. And sent around the wall. Bodies are flying now as Jeffers runs into Overland. And they'll move it back into the Deseronto zone, and Durham will make a line change. Deseronto trying to catch him on it. Dakota Betts will send it over to Reinhold. Reinhold, that is an offside indicated. They'll clear the zone. Durham sending it in. That's going to be an offside as the line change just took a little too long. And the referees were right there to call it. Well, the intensity has picked up in this second period, let me tell you. Bodies bashing. What do you think of it so far, James?
Pretty darn good.
Fast-paced act. Defense has been amazing. And the goals, they could, I mean, this could be a 6-5 game right now if the goaltenders weren't so spectacular in that first period. That's flipped in right on LaPazzera, and that bouncing puck is not an easy one, as he'll make certain. Up to Reinhold. He's away on the right side, trying to streak to the net. Forced away from the slot, goes back to Smale. He'll put it on, and Young will steer that aside. Picked up by, that's taken away. Reinhold shoots it off third crossbar of the game, and it stays out. Eastman on the left side, gains the zone. He's in there with Ewell. Ewell behind the net, bodied away from the puck by Smale. Nice play by Ewell to put him against the wall and wait for reinforcements. Into the slot. Eastman stopped by La Pizarra again. From there, I'm talking about a 98 percentile chance that he's going to bury that. But tonight, La Pizarra has the answer to every Bulldog in blue. Arnberg is hit by Bickle. They'll make a line change as well. And Arnberg sees it, and he's out through center, across the line and in, over, shot, scored! Jordan Cannons with a rocket snap shot, and it's in. 2-1. And Deseronto is starting to get it going. Wow. The line change was caught by Arnberg, and he streaked in over the line, had a 4-on-2 opportunity, and it resulted in a goal. Got this crowd a buzz. Overland, Cannons, and Lamers with Cohen's at the point. And that's sent over to Burtonshaw. Countering with Ackerman, Lemke. That's it. DeMeo as well out there on the ice. Sent rink wide over to Taylor Best. Up to Ackerman. On goal. Snap shot. A stop by Young. I think Durham is noticing the labor by Young and is trying to put everything on that they can. Overland trying to go around the man. Thrown back into the corner. Tried to chip it in front. And it will get there, but it's knifed away by Taylor Best. To the dot. Deseronto really putting the hem in now on Durham, but they'll get that out quick. And a pass into DeMeo. Thwarted there by the Bulldogs D. Cohen's sends that over, and it's into the slot. Chance shot, and a great save by La Pizarra. It's in his feet. Ackerman found it at the last second, trying to send it into Noah Brandt. Back to the point, shoots it just wide of the net, and he tried to scamper back into the net, put his foot against the post. It dislodged the pegs. 13:58 to go here in the second period. A 2-1 Durham lead. Good Lord. I'll tell you, folks, this game is not for the faint of heart. This face-off is a big one, and it's thrown to the blue line and out. Panetta took the hit but made the play. And the hits are starting to ramp up. Panetta got in behind him. Now it's a one-on-one chance. Panetta trying to go to the net, and La Pizarra squeezed the pegs just in the nick of time. Jeffers out of his own zone. Jeffers, the pass to Gray, just out of the reach of him. Friend makes a nice play there. Will receive the puck back. He'll get out through center. Friend loses the handle. Martone makes a nice play there to stop the Deseronto rush. Shaw gets it into the corner. Jeffers there to lift his stick and send it over to Bickle. Bickle pushing it along the wall there and keeping control of that puck, loses his stick. Good hit along the wall there. And it's sent out through center. Across the blue line, knocked down, and that is going to be an offside. Well, both sides now are really riding the line of penalties, and it's great because it's on both sides of the ice, and the refs are letting them play until it gets out of hand. It's great officiating, honestly, for both. Happy with it because, well, they want their team to be on a power play, but they would definitely not like it if it was the other way around. Only one in this game, and one Durham Hawk has been deleted from this game, and that's sent up, and that is going to be a penalty for delay of game to Captain Johnny Hill. Rolled on him at the last second. He tried to send it off the glass, but with that rolling puck, it will go up. And a power play for the Durham Hawks. Face off to the right of Aaron Hill. He's working through a small little injury, unconfirmed. A nice play there by Cannons. Fires it all the way down the ice. La Pizarra comes out quickly, but he will just hand that off to Lemke. Sending that over to a streaking Dakota Betts. He can be a fourth forward, let me tell you. He's strong, big, and he's got great offensive abilities. Going to the net hard there and trying to get out of the way. When he shoved down was Taylor Best. Lapazzera sending it over to Lemke. He'll give that right back to Betts. Sends it back. Lemke understood the assignment. Minute 10 to go here in the penalty to the Bulldogs. Lemke across the blue line and rifles the shot, hit the back of the leg of Burtonshaw. It's out and down the ice. Lapazzera comes out and makes a strong play up to Reinold. Reinold crosses the line. The drop pass to Best. To Reinold. To the slot. Hit a foot, bounced up in the air. Nobody really knew where it was there for a second. Reinold finds that puck along the half wall now. Works himself into the corner. Sends it to the point. Dakota Betts the shot. And Young way out past the blue paint. And it's Austin Eastman racing. He's got two with him. Eastman, the pass over. Scores! Austin Eastman, the pass over, got deflected right back to his tape. Lapazzera had no chance, and Eastman buried his second opportunity, and they've knotted it at 2, and 29 seconds still remaining in the power play. So a short-handed marker for the Deseronto Bulldogs. Well, Eastman tried to send that over, and it deflected off the D's leg. Lapazzera played it right, but it went right back to Eastman again, and he didn't make a mistake on the open cage. And we are knotted at 2. Ripped around the boards. Ackerman's there first for the Hawks, but it comes all the way to the blue line and out. 15 seconds remaining in the power play. Sent up to the blue line. The pass over to Scriver. Drops it back to Baker. Over to Ackerman. And it was a hot pass, and that is going to do it for the power play as it ticks down. Point shot up and over the net, and we're back to 5 aside. Sent around, and Ackerman's there. Ackerman sends it to Scriver, throwing it back to the point, and he can't complete it. Deseronto, again, a 3-on-2. Cannons across the line. The shot through and kicked away by Lapazzera, who only saw that at the last second. With 3 guys streaking to the net. Baker, DeMayo, and a great save by Young. Baker again, looking into the slot. Nice move, he tried to get it in, but a beautiful to the point. Firing it in front of the net, and Noah Brandt is laboring, going to the box. That scrum in front of the net might have caused that one. Along the wall and out, and it might have hit the wall flat. Went all the way back down to the Durham zone. So, if you're keeping score, Josh St. Hill has been ejected from the game, and goaltender Aaron Young is laboring in the net, and Noah Brandt has gone off to get some work done by the training staff of the Deseronto Bulldogs. Second to none. The Deseronto Bulldogs bench staff sent all the way down. That might go right on Lapazzera. It will. They'll try and settle that down as O'Donnell will pick it up in behind the net. Sent over to Jeffers. He'll throw that up. Drop. Oh, nice play by Bickle to go to the outside. Tried to regain the puck. My goodness, if the puck is within his reach, he is usually able to corral it. It's pretty incredible. Seen just in the early part of this one. Best trying to get his way inside the zone, and he can't. Knocked off the puck. Rhino will pick it up, send it back to the point. He'll receive it again. So he was gliding to the blue line, and Deseronto will pick it up in front of their own net. A nice play there, taken away by Rhino. He's in the pass into the slot, and Young with a beautiful save on the redirect. That's going to be an icing, and they'll bring it back into the Deseronto zone. 9:10 remaining in the second period, just past the halfway point in this one. Draw to the right of Young. 1. Back to the point, Smale. He'll ring that around the wall and back around to the other side to Dakota Betts. Sends that back from whence it came. And Connor Burtonshaw will pick that up. Shot down the ice. Betts can't get to it, but it's going to be down into the Durham zone. Smart play to send it over. Smale will get out of that one. Took a slash there by Shaw. Ackerman across the line. Sends that in. Shoots and scores! Baker rifles that home. And they had something to say to Burtonshaw, and a little bit of the old dinner reservations being made. And I'll tell you, to fire up a guy like Connor Burtonshaw is not in the interest of anybody in any league and any sport. He is a tough guy, let me tell you. And it's a 3-2 lead. Durham regains the lead. And just a good centering pass and a sharp shot by Baker beats Young. And Baker had 19 goals and 12 assists in his 16 games in the regular season, and we now know why. Just a rocket of a shot, and they're beating Young low along the ice on the first goal of the game and on that one. And as I say, no chance for Young on any of these. Durham has had some high-quality chances, and so has Deseronto as well, but you cannot blame the netminder in any of these goals. The intensity is already heating up. It's been a back and forth battle all game. We don't expect anything to change. We thank you for tuning in, folks. We know the stream is not perfect, but we are doing what we can. Back to the point to mail the shot through, fired it wide. Blamers chips it off the wall, and that's gonna get down. No, Rhino will pick it up at center. He's in, snapped a shot, and Aaron Young threw the blocker out, through a screen. Rhino's got a great shot too. That's not an easy one to stop. A lot of traffic in front of the net. Bickle back to Lemke, sends it through a screen, and I don't know how Young saw that, but he did and made the save on it. Steered it aside, sent over to Rhino. Fires it in around the wall. Scriver is there. He'll leave it for Bickle. Bickle made a nice play there to get the puck back to the blue line to Patrick DeMeo, and Aaron Young threw a screen, saw, and made a great save on that one. A good shift by Rhino, Bickle, and Scriver as well. That line, they've been mixing it up, especially with St. Hill not in the lineup now. They've really been mixing up the lines, and Bickle, Rhino, and Scriver, they've been a great unit. Baker sends it in front, and that was not an easy save for Young as it went up. Could have lost sight of it, but he didn't. And a beautiful glove save on that one. And Taylor Best coming out on that line has been incredible as well. And he's been moving around on every line as well. Austin Eastman, but he's got Ackerman, who has got wheels on his tail. Nice pass into the slot. Scored! What a shot by Austin Eastman. And they've tied it back up at 3. What a blistering wrist shot. And I'll tell you, spoke about him in the opening, and he is a guy that was picked up by Deseronto. As I said, they didn't need any more firepower. They are loaded. But with Gustafson not in the lineup, you see Chad Duchesne is not in the lineup. He's a guy that adds that extra wheel to this 18-wheeler. Face off at center ice. It's one back to Panetta. Sent over and in. And LaPazzera will hold on for the face-off. 7:12 to go. It's tied at 3. Durham started out 2-0. It's tied 2-2. Back up was Durham. Made it 3-2. And now Deseronto ties it at 3 and are now looking for their first lead of the game. Eastman back to the point. Friend gets around him into the slot, back to the point now, wrist shot coming, and a great save by Alex LaPazzera, flashing the leather. What a beautiful save that was. Holy Dinah indeed. To the right of LaPazzera, Panetta, Friend. The point shot through, and LaPazzera stops it and finds a rebound quickly, and he'll hold on for the face-off. Rhinos line. Smale, Best is out there with him. No, that's Scriver. Near wall, Dakota Betts, and there's Brian Bickle. That's one for Dakota Betts, and he can't get off him. Good play by the Bulldogs there. And Bickle's stick is caught up, and they're away on a 2-on-1. Scriver shoots, and he fired it up over the net. It's come back, and it'll be a 2-on-1 if they can get it going. Nope, they can't. Breakaway instead. Backhand and a beauty save by La Pizarra on Alex Tung, who has been absolutely lethal in these playoffs. Wow, back and forth action. Dakota Betts is going to the box. And it looks like a Deseronto Bulldog power play, their first of the game. D-to-D pass along the half wall. Going back to the point and a shot through, and a nice save by La Pizarra through a big screen in front. Knocked down and a high stick, and it'll bring a face-off outside the zone. With a minute 45 in the power play, and 6:22 to go here in the second period. See if we can get the crowd here. Look at this crowd, folks. Incredible crowd here in Deseronto, here at the Dog Pound. It's just packed. Oh, yeah, face off. More important, drop. One in behind the net, into the corner. And Deseronto will move it out of their own zone gingerly through center. Panetta drops that off, sends it over, and the shot, nope, not coming from Johnny Hill's stick. Tongue back over to Johnny Hill, back over, and the shot through by Panetta. Stop, the rebound's there, and they can't find the handle. They'll get it out to center. Panetta, that pass connects the blue line to Johnny Hill. Hill down low to Austin Eastman, back to Johnny Hill, over to Panetta. They're set up nicely in front of the net. Looks like the shot's there, and Lamers was right on the doorstep. He is a big body in front of that net, and he has great hand-eye, so a smart play by Deseronto to park him out in front of that net. Face off to the left of Alex La Pizarra. 3-3, 5:35 to go in this epic battle, folks. A rivalry has been built, and it will go on forever. There's Noah Brandt. Nice to see him back on the ice. He is recovering. What a redirection in front of the net by Jason Shaw. And a great save by La Pizarra. Into the slot. Pass over Brandt, and he shot it up over the net. And it comes back to the blue line, and they're kept in. Alex Ewell the pass over. Back to Ewell. That hits the tape of Jacob Friend. Second unit of Deseronto would be the first on a lot of teams in this league. Into the slot chance, La Pizarra, quick feet. And it's sent into the corner and back to the blue line. Friend over, sends it back down low. Cannons to Brandt. He's got a shot. La Pizarra has got a glove, and he will hold on for the whistle.
Reminder, check the puck statements. Check the puck is run from the visitors bench. Please wait for the lobby. Do not go in front of the visitors dressing room until it's ordered by our check the puck team.
Draw to the left of Alex La Pizarra. That's scrummed and in along the wall. Sent around by Lemke. That's met by Friend, and Tanner Bull bodies his man to get that out to center ice. Panetta in behind his own net. He'll stop up. Back to 5 aside. 4:30 to go here in the second period. Big hit by Jones. Noah Brandt took that one. Pass over, and they're out. Friend gets it back. Goes to the net and makes a great save. And La Pizarra took every single bit of that collision. We hope he's all right. Well, he's a goalie. He's tough. But that was a huge hit. Lapazzera comes out of that one, and he looks to be okay. Holy Dinah, that was a brutal collision. Great crowd on hand for this. They knew it was going to be a great series. Both goaltenders have taken their licks in this one. Now, on another guy, it looks like Dawson Baker is hobbling off the ice here. So now Brandt, Baker, both goalies have been damaged, and we're just 5 minutes past the halfway mark of game one. Let's hope that the bruises don't last too long and nobody misses any time. Into the corner, and Smale ties his man up in the corner, and he will come away with it. Smale in front of his own net. Confidence is key in that play. Sent right back in, and William Harrison is on Betts quickly. Betts behind his own net, over to Smale. Smale has lost the puck there, but he'll get it back over and out to Reinhold. Through center, Reinhold tried a toe drag, and it just come off his stick and out through center. The pass over to Dakota Betts. Rolling puck sent in to the corner, and Coens is there first for the Bulldogs. Sending it over to Connor Burtonshaw. That's a pass that Ian Harrison can't handle, as it was a bouncer. Trying to get it in from the blue line. They'll send it low. Scriver to Reinhold. Great defensive play, but that'll go to the point. Dakota Betts sends that over to Brian Bickle. Bickle to Betts. The shot, and Young will gobble that one up and make sure there's no rebound. Phenomenal. Stay tuned in the second intermission. We've got the game that put us here. The Durham Hawks beating the Lindsay Barn Cats, and Alex Lapazzera's 29 save shutout, 4-0 in Little Britain. A really nice arena, tiny. Not as, I mean, this one's small, but not as small as the Little Britain arena. My goodness, I've never seen an arena that small. There was no neutral zone, like I said in the opening. Johnny Hill, that pass over, sent in to Eastman on goal, and it's stopped by Lapazzera, and he had no idea where it was as he come right into the crease with him. Austin Eastman trying to come out of the corner with it, dancing, throwing it back to the point, right away to Hill, into the slot, looking just for a redirect. That pass over to Eastman, looking for the 1T. Deseronto is looking more like the Bulldogs in the regular season here, starting to take over the second part of this second period. Can't wait to see the shots on goal after the second frame. The first had 39 shots directed in total, 21 for Durham, and 18 for Deseronto. That pass is around the wall, and Best will get it out to center. Ackerman was smart there not to go right into Arnberg. He is a feisty guy, and that's in. Best. Good defensive play there as Austin Eastman took the spot of Arnberg. 3-3 tie. Next game will be in Orono tomorrow night. Get out if you can get there, folks. It's well worth the 10, 15 bucks. Rhino, the shot right into the logo of Aaron Young as he was out to the top of the crease to cut the angle down. That's all Rhino had to shoot at. Scriver with Bickle and Reinhold. Arnberg in behind the net. Bickle lays a good hit there on Greg Arnberg. O'Donnell sending it over. That deflects to Scriver, and it goes up over the net. Reinhold tried to send it out in front and get a deflection in the net, but Deseronto scampers out. 3-on-2. Shaw the shot, and Lapazzera makes the glove save to ensure there is no rebound. $1:54 remaining in the second period. Thanks for tuning in, folks. We will have a nice recorded version as soon as we get back to Kingston. Scriver at the draw, and his counterpart will be Overland. Overland won the draw, but Betts stepped up and got it out to center. Rhino looks like he's got a bee in his bonnet in this game. And I'll tell you, Overland the pass over. And that's what you want in the playoffs. You don't want to be smiling and laughing while the game goes along. You want to have a little bit of distaste for your opponent. Coming up on the 1 minute mark here of the second period. What a game we have been shown. 39 minutes. Slips a pass over through center ice. Rhino met him. Smale got a hold of his man. It's a 3-on-1 down low. What an incredible play by Dakota Betts. Ackerman with speed through center on a nice little play by Best. Best throwing it back down to Ackerman. He tried to play it out in front to Rhino. That sounds like a good line too. Brock Ackerman and Taylor Best with Andrew Rhino. It's a lot of offensive power there. Fast skating. Ackerman will stay out with Best. And on the left side, Baker. I mean, that sounds like a great line too. Counter punches Lamers, Eastman, Burtonshaw. Got on the near wall here. Tongue, the hot streak. Can it continue? The toe drag. DeMeo is there to thwart it. The shot goes short side and wide. 45 remaining. That bounces on Burtonshaw in front of the bench. They'll get it in and out as quickly as it came. Best stopping up. He's got to get it low, and he will. Sends it in behind the net. Ackerman trying to get there. Eastman neatly plays it in behind the net. Half a minute to go. Knocked off the puck. Best leaves it for Ackerman. Sends it towards the net. Baker looks up and sees Lemke open at the point. Sends it back down behind the net. Best will get there first. Chips it out in front of the net. Shoots! What a save! Aaron Young comes up huge with 12 2/10 remaining here in the first. Unbelievable save by Aaron Young. I mean, he is gutting out this performance. He wants to be in the game, you know it, but there is something going on with Aaron Young. Hopefully it is not too serious. He'll get into the dressing room and figure it out. 10 seconds left. They tried the long ice pass out of the reach of Lemke. That is going to go for an icing. 5.3 to go here in the second period. Again, folks, second intermission. Deseronto, or Durham Lindsay's final game from Little Britain, the highlight package. Stryver, Bickle, and Rhino, Betts, and Lemke. Deseronto has cannons on this near side over here, going right to the point. To the slot, actually. Good play. Betts keeps it in. Not enough time to get a shot on. And that is going to do it for the second period. They come together for one more little discussion as they get set to clear the ice for the second time in this terrific battle between the Durham Hawks and the Deseronto Bulldogs. Oh, darn. Both goalies meeting at the blue line there. LaPazzera seeing if Young is all right. It's visibly clear that Young is in some discomfort, and hopefully he'll be okay for the third period. But for us here, we're going into our final break of the night, unless we go to OT. 3-3, Durham, Deseronto. Thanks for tuning in, and PHL Central on YouTube from the Dog Pound in Deseronto. Series 1-0. It's still 0-0 on the score sheet. Lemke gets it over to Bickle. Just out of his reach. Beauty play by Lemke to knock that down. Gains the blue line. Snap shot. He fired it over the net at Tierney. Along the half wall, Rhino sends it towards the net. Tierney had to be sharp on that one. Rhino's got a laser of a shot. The rebound scored! The redirect in front. And Durham draws first blood. Can't win that one. Tanner Bull skating out on the left side. Looking to throw it towards the net. He fanned on it as the puck seems to be hopping on all the guys in this game, to be totally honest with you, from both sides. That's chipped up through center. The great wheels here by Wise. That pass over. Shot and a great save by LaPazzera. on a snap shot by Darren Doherty.
Ackerman against Doherty.
Oh, he almost had it. But Ackerman comes away with that one, sent a long way. Best, the ref knocked it down, helped a little. Ackerman over. What a save by Steve Tierney! Holy Dinah indeed.
Turning at the blue line.
Nice pass over, sending it down low. He can't complete that play. Rhino along the half wall, trying to get it out. Danny will, and he's off with speed. Rhino, what a great save by Tierney with two of them to keep that out.
Thank you,
of
James.
the twine. Back to the blue line, the shot through. Ooh, and Tierney again finding these pucks through a screen. Draw back over to O'Donnell. O'Donnell sending it over to the dot. Taylor Best controls that puck and try and work something out. That's knocked off his stick, but kept at the blue line. Low, slot, score! No! Yes! I didn't know if the first one went in or not, but it definitely did on the second try. And Tierney in the back of the leg and dribbled across the blue line. A great setup by Durham that created the second goal of the game, and it's 2-0. Pass over to Betts. Back to, Taylor Best. And that's a 2-on-1 break. Cameron Robinson and Ryan Oliver. 3-on-1 now. Over! What a save! The rebound is stopped as well! Alex Lapazzera with 2 beauty saves. Can you believe it? A 3-on-1, a beautiful passing play results in another stat save for Lapazzera now. And it'll be back, Baker going back to the blue line and sending that through a screen. And Tierney somehow found that. I have no idea how. Ackerman being harassed, trying to walk out with it, and he will. Slot scores! The slot shot, hash marks, it's 3-0. I think there's a challenge on the goal. It's not going to count. Not sure exactly what happened. So it's 2-0. Sorry, James, 2-0. Yep. Pass over to Scriver. Sent into the corner. Back to the blue line. Jeffers. Shot through. Scored now! The net's on the pegs. And the Durham Hawks are on the board once again. What a play. What a tip. And it's 3-0 for the Hawks. Back into the neutral zone and chipped in. And it'll be Jeff Swift who will send it back to Noyes, and he'll move through center, looking to get one before the end of the period. He's found a hole, shoots, and Lapazzera makes a nice save on that one. Chipped into the corner, into the slot, now back to the blue line, and a smart play to retreat by Jeff Swift. In is Scriver, over, scores! 4-0. They were going for it all to try and get one before the third period, and it results in an odd man rush with 15.6 remaining here in the second period. Lemke and the Hawks out through center. Rhino just gets by him. Snap the wrister off a stick. Goes in behind the net. Dakota Betts, the blue line, sends that to Brian Bickle. Bickle back to the blue line to Lemke. Lemke back over to Betts. Sends it to Best. Snap. Shot, and he scored. Taylor Best ripped that one just from the top of the circle. Finds the top shelf. And it's 5-0. Durham. 13 seconds left. O'Donnell just waiting till he gets to the red line. Dumps it in. And that is going to do it. And the Durham Hawks will move on to the second round in a 5-0 shutout victory for Alex Lapazzera.
It's a blue ticket.
We're 40 minutes down and 20 to go in the first game of this best of 5 between Deseronto and Durham. And what an incredible series this is going to be, folks. My goodness. Tied at 3. But let's get to your out-of-town scoreboard real quick. The Strathroy Jets beating the Stratford Irish 6-1. They come out quick, a couple quick goals. Wes Baker adding, hitting his second of the game to make it 3-1, and that's really all they needed. Steven Senza and Rob Schremp netting to win that game. Shots on goal 42-26. The Six Nations Ironmen beat the Halton Hills Coyotes 4-1. Even Steel, 37 shots apiece. 4 unanswered to start the game. Halton Hills scored late. That's all they needed. Alvinston Killer Bees beating Tilbury 4-1. Brandon Kudo with a goal early. Dylan Denum made it 1-1. Jacob Chandler, Grant Spence with a pair actually, with an assist on the night. Terrific game for him. Huge game going on right now between Smith Falls and Tweed. 3-2, Tweed leading in the second period. That game is in Smith Falls, and it is being live streamed from the Smith Falls Memorial Center. Elijah Bratney scoring the first goal, then Devin Cobbled and Brock Boisclair making it 2-1 for Smith Falls. Then Nathan Burrell and Colin Doyle scoring, and it is 3-2. The last time that I looked, it was 3-2. In this game here, shots on goal in that second period favored Deseronto 22-19. Total shots on goal through 40 minutes are 40 apiece. This has been your scoring summary throughout the game. Tanner Bull from Austin Jeffers, then Taylor Best from Dylan Schreiber, and that made it 2-0 for the Hawks. Then the Bulldogs stormed right back. Jordan Cannons from Dorian Overland and Greg Ironberg. Then Aaron Young assists with Jacob Friend on Austin Eastman's game-tying goal. And then Dawson Baker, the 19-goal scorer in the regular season from Dakota Betts and Brock Ackerman, made it 3-2 Durham. And then Alex Tung's incredible playoff streak continues, popping it home from Austin Eastman and Jacob Friend to make it 3-3. That's where we stand. And if you're scoring at home, folks, unfortunately for Josh St. Hill's fan group in the party chat, he was ejected early in the second period. And the power plays have been few and far between in this game. Only a couple actual penalties called where it resulted in an odd man situation for either side. Yeah, so we'll see here, and a good sign for Deseronto fans as Aaron Young is back in the net for Deseronto. And at the other end of the ice, La Pizzera seems to have shaken off his collision he had in that second period, and he's in the pipes. Noah Brandt, he's skating across the ice going to his end, and that's a good sign.
We have a winner for the 50-50.
And everybody has been taking their licks. I got to see his Baker. I don't see him anywhere. He was laboring in that second period. And let's see, I don't see him. Oh, there he is. Dawson Baker is still in the lineup for Durham. So this is going to be an incredible third period for Durham. They have two great goalies. For Deseronto, same thing. Kuipers is sitting on the bench ready to go, but Young sticking it out and looking to close this out for Deseronto if they can get one past Alex Lepazera, who has been stellar in the Durham net. That pass is sent to the blue line and out, and he can't hold the line. That's going to be an offside if they touch it. DeMeo has time to clear the zone. As Overland was coming at him, that's chip pass, Brian Bickle, and that will go on to Aaron Young's take with his blade. Hold on for the whistle. Thanks for tuning in, folks. on MPHL Central. We are live from the Dog Pound in Deseronto. Tyandanega. Scriver at the draw. That's one to Bickle, but he lost the handle on that one. Dakota Betts to Scriver, to Reinhold, and he's in, but he'll lose control of that puck. Scriver in there to support. He is a great guy to have on that line. He gets into the dirt. Back to Bickle. He'll rifle that shot! And Aaron Young on the deflection comes up with the beautiful save, his best of the game, and he's had many. La Pizzera flashed the leather in the second period. Young says anything you can. Both of them key saves. Both kept the score tied. That's one for Deseronto. Ewell will get that ahead to Tongue. His blade is on fire, number 10 for the Bulldogs. He's got it at the blue line. That's sent over. Crossed into the slot, back to the point. Tongue waits, shoots, and he fired it up and over the net. Drops right down to Eastman's tape. He'll send that over to Panetta. Or Friend, sorry. Back to the blue line. There is Panetta. Walks in. Score! Rifled that one through a screen. La Pizzera, I don't think, seen it. And it's a 4-3 Deseronto lead. What a shot. They cycled it well. Got Durham moving around and found the opening. Snapped it home. Their first lead of the game. And it's taken 41 minutes and 18 seconds. And any time is good to take your first lead of the game. Jeffers to O'Donnell. Back to Jeffers. He'll wait to send that into Bull, and he'll dump it into the zone off the tape of the stick. Oh, Johnny Hill there, send it over, and they're out through center, but Gray throw it back into the Deseronto zone. Crowd's buzzing now. Hill to Overland. He's pressured right away, and a huge hit by Gray. The physical action of him continues. Arnberg sends it into the slot. Noah Brandt was crashing. That's the fourth hit of the shift for Gray. Fifth hit of the shift for Gray. Through the mid-ice area. Gray will send it in on Aaron Young and will make a line change. And with Bull tracking that puck, Young will hold on for the whistle. 17:53 to go. 4-3 Deseronto lead. Phenomenal hockey played this entire game. Back and forth action. A lot of shots. Great chances from both sides of the arena. Sent around. And Cannons is there. Sent back into the zone. That's no offside. They weren't sure. Graham Lamers back to his D partners, but the puck keeps bouncing. Sends it in around the net. On that is DeMayo. To the blue line and out. Deseronto in the neutral zone will throw it right back into the zone. William Harrison sends it over to Lamers, but La Pizzera there. Snare that one and gobble up the rebound. Draw to the left to La Pizzera. To Tongue. Through traffic. It's knocked down. Not a bad idea there, though. Ackerman on that quickly. Control that puck, and it's poked away by the defenseman of Deseronto. Baker trying to go around his man. Knocked off the puck. Eastman across the line, turns up. Poked back along the wall, and Durham will get out through center. Across the line for Best. Best faked the pass over. It was in the feet of Lemke, or he would have rifled that one. Trying to move it behind the net, sending it out in front of the net. Can't complete the pass. Deseronto through center now. That's going to be called in, offside. They'll bring it back outside the Durham zone. One great action, folks. What a great series this will be. Brandt with Shaw. Overland wins the draw. Come back to Panetta. He'll bring it all the way, come back and get it all the way back in his own zone. And curl back, sends that over to Johnny Hill. The headman pass to Overland, a beautiful play there. Betts in his feet, chipped off the wall and back out to center. Panetta sends a crisp pass over to Hill. Across the line, pass over, picked off by Gray. Jones off the wall, center ice. Gray will chip it in. Panetta behind his own net with good speed. Coming out through center with it. And it's knocked off his stick by Betts. Betts will elect to carry. Throw it over to Scriver. Scriver trying to get into the slot to Rhino. And Shaw gather that puck. Eastman. And a smart play there by Arnberg to make sure that his team had cleared the ice and not have too many men on the ice. Arnberg, hard pass up. That's going to miss everybody and go all the way down to the other end of the ice. Rhino has been very chatty in this game. He's usually got a great big smile on his face all game long. Even when they were leading, he was not looking like he was in a great mood. And that's good. Have your captain not focused. Scriver and Eastman collide on the draw. Eastman won that, and Deseronto will collide in their own, or collect in their own zone to move it out through center. O'Donnell to Jeffers. Along the wall to Brian Bickle, to Reinhold, and it falls off the end of his stick, and Deseronto has 3 away. Rhino trying to track down Arnberg. Lamer's shot, and LaPazera stops it, and that is not going to make anybody happy for Durham. Coming near LaPazera. I think he thought he had his stick. He had I think a Deseronto stick and fired that towards the Durham bench. Cooler heads prevail. No penalties awarded. Let him play. 5 aside. Face off to the left of LaPazera. 15 minutes, 1 second remaining here in the 3rd period of this first game. These 2 willing combatants sent towards the net. LaPazera will steer that over to the corner. It's passed out in front of the net. Lemke will pick it up and race out through center to Bickle. Bickle drilled it on goal, and Young had to be careful. That was earmarked for a far side. He's still got a rocket. Former 3-time Stanley Cup champion. Ackerman, Baker, Lemke, DeMayo, Best out on the ice. I'll tell you, without saying Hill, they are missing him. I can guarantee you that. Very huge piece for Durham, a water bug out there. Ackerman sends that to Taylor Best. Best trying to go to the outside on Burton Shaw. He closed that off. Tried to send it to Ackerman, but picked off. And Eastman's out through center. Ackerman, the pass to Baker, to Best, back over to Baker. Gained the blue line, chipped out through center again. DeMayo, sauce pass to Lemke. Firing it rink wide to Taylor Best, out of his reach. Cohen's is there to Tongue and Eastman, and they're out. Look to fire that pass to Ewell. He'll get it now into the slot. Trying to throw it through the middle, but Durham had 5 back. Snuffs out that offensive play. Lemke in behind his own net, being chased by Shaw. Lemke goes to the outside, along the wall and in. Lemke, the shot, handcuffed Young as it changed direction on the way in. Puck goes into the slot area, and they're racing out on a 2-on-1 now. Overland shoots, and a great save by LaPazera again. Can you believe it? Wow. The Golden Glove, number 30, Alex LaPazera. Truly, I bet you enjoyed that one. Holy Dinah indeed. Dakota Betts to Andrew Smale. Sent back the other way. In front of his own net, and Martone was put in a bad situation there and got out of it quick. Clark along the near wall here knocked off the puck. Deseronto streaking out through center, backing the D off, and a good defensive play by Smale. Hit along the wall, and Tanner Bull over to Clark. Clark, they could get a 2-on-1. Bull, and he was knocked off the puck. Noah Brandt scampers out through center, crosses the blue line. Betts had him lined up, but Noah Brandt got out of the way just in time. And a little swat against the wall there, and Dakota Betts will send that up to Brian Bickle. Bickle sees Rhino on the right side, but he was not open. Trying to get that towards the net as it glides its way in. Scriver, he sees it's offside, and that's going to be that's going to be called on the outside. It'll be just outside the zone with 12:23 to go here in the third period. And what a game this has been. 40-40 the shots on goal coming into this period. I'd love to check it. I've got no internet access. Pass up to the neutral zone. Jeffers made sure that Jordan Cannons was not getting in after that puck. Bickle tried to get it over. Scriver, though, almost got through, but Johnny Hill was too sharp on that one. Bores his way, trying to get past him. Knifes it into the zone, and O'Donnell fires it up to Scriver. He's got Bickle there, and that's sent into the Deseronto zone on the Durham forward. The pass up through center. Scriver tries the touch pass. Trying to get that in. And they will into the corner. Jeffers on that quickly. In neutral zone. And opportunities thwarted, but they're away on a 2-on-1. And Rhino and Scriver got crossed up inside the zone. Good hit there by Jeffers. He saw it coming. Sent up through the neutral zone and knocked down by the Bulldogs. Pass over and in for Deseronto. That pass knocked down by Brian Bickle. Cross on the right side. Rhino fired it blocker side and wide. Ackerman into the neutral zone. He'll send that back to Baker. Baker will move that over. DeMeo pinched along the wall, and Deseronto trying to turn this around. Shaw over. Stopped by La Pizzera somehow. For folks scoreboard watching, the Mariners leading 4-2 over the Wolves. The Ritos have retaken the lead 4-3. The Lakers and the Blitz are just underway. Your shots on goal in this one. (42, 43, 42) in favor of Durham. Center on the wall. And Durham behind their own zone. Send a long pass up to Taylor Best that connects. Best to Ackerman. Ackerman throws it towards the net, and Aaron Young was there to make a nice save and hold on for the whistle. Coming up at the halfway point of the third period. Folks, we will be in Madawaska Valley at the Paul Yakabuski Arena for Game 2 of the Manotick Mariner Barry's Bay Wolves series tomorrow. This series as well will have Game 2 tomorrow from the Rono Arena, Durham's home game. That's one there by Harrison. Deseronto will move it out through center. A sick pass in. Trying to get on him is DeMeo. He finishes the check. As that goes up into the screen. What a game, folks. I'll tell you, between these two teams, it's absolutely incredible.
Les from Conference says to say hello. He's watching the game on your YouTube channel.
I think I heard Richard saying saying that he was in the chat. Shout out to you, Les. Big time, buddy. Hope you're enjoying it, folks. Again, we'll have the recorded version when we get back to Kingston. It will be crystal clear. Good hit by Smale in the corner there, but Lamers kept going. Sent out to center ice. And Friend sent that over. He'll receive that pass. They'll try and move it out. They're in no hurry. I mean, they've got the lead, trying to contain this lead. And that's chopped by Betts into the corner. Sends it along the half wall to Baker, but he's met immediately by Cannon's vest. Whoa, what a hit by Graham Lamers right in front of the Durham bench. That might spark the Hawks. Ironberg takes his man, and penalty to I think it's to Greg Ironberg. 2 minutes for a hold in the corner, and Durham will go to the power play with 9:03 to go here in the third period. Bickle, Lemke, Betts with Best, and Reinold. That's what Durham is sending out on the power play here against the captain. Looks like Austin Eastman as well. Pass over to Reinold. Tried to go across ice. Connor Burtonshaw giving Bickle all the stuff he can handle in front of that net. Aaron Young as well. Pass over to the dot. The shot hit the outside of the net by Dakota Betts. He has got a boomer over there. Lemke fires it through a screen, and somehow Aaron Young found that through that traffic. Bickle doing a great job in front, screening Aaron Young. But Young doing an incredible job to read through the screen. Yeah, sirree. What a game. Julie, Cody, Cheryl, everybody. Ange, can't see the chat, but I know you're in there. Hope you're enjoying this game from the Deseronto, Ontario area here in Tyendinaga. The Dog Pound. What a game on hand here, folks. Looking to go back to the point. Dakota Betts. A shot through and a goal. There is no way Young saw that one. Holy Dinah. I could not even see Aaron Young on that one. At the last second, you saw the twine ripple. Dakota Betts with that wrist shot. He's got a blistering slap shot, but a really great wrister as well, as that puck had eyes. And we are not at all back up at 4 apiece. Well, power plays have been hard to come by, and they took advantage on that one. Bull, after the scrum draw between Eastman and Gray, moved that over. That hard pass out of the reach of Bull. 8 minutes even remaining here in the third period. Face off to the right of La Pizarra. 1 for the Hawks. The puck is rolling on Dakota Betts, but he, without any worry, moved it out. Deseronto is now in behind their own zone. Behind their own set. Sent up Eastman. Great hand-eye on him, let me tell you. Gray sends it back in. He has been a force for Durham in this game, let me tell you. Laying the body. That one shift I counted 5 hits. That was almost a trip on Friend. Sent over to the blue line. Shot through. La Pizarra found it, and great support by Smale sends that the length of the ice, and it's going to be an icing. Tanner Bull is at the end of a shift. He is exhausted. Can he do it? That is officiating, folks. Tanner Bull did his very best job to try and sneak off the ice there on the icing. The officials saw it. Great job by the refs to help them out on that one. Best against Eastman. And this is a tired line for Durham. They've been out for over a minute. Best, that is by design to give the guys a couple seconds to get their breath. That's one over to O'Donnell. Immediately Bull goes to the bench and he is off. And that's sent out to center. Baker on the ice now with Ackerman and Best. Deseronto across the line with Panetta. Throwing it into the slot, back to the blue line and kept in by Friend. Sending it in behind the net. Ewell trying to get there first, and he will. Ackerman pins himself along the wall to keep that puck in Durham's favor. But Deseronto digging, and they come up with it. That's sent to La Pizzera, and he will hold on for the whistle. .6:39 to go here in the third period of this incredible game, folks. I'm really glad you're on hand because this has been a doozy. Sent over to Baker on the half wall. That's sent up to Ackerman, and he throws it into the mid-ice area to DeMeo. He's trying to force his way in, and great defense drove him into the wall. Stop that. Baker sent through, and Aaron Young throws out the pad. What a great save that was. Goal. La Pizzera chips that away. Half wall to the blue line. Cohen's over to Brandt. Stopped by La Pizzera, and he will hold on for the whistle. Draw behind the net. Jeffers pick it up and move out through center. 6 minutes remaining here in the third. Jeffers will send it into the corner. And after that first is Hill, drilled off the wall. The official and Deseronto will get it out through center. Bumping into each other with Shaw and Overland, but they control the puck. Little touch pass to Bickle. He is drilled into the boards there. And he will get up. Betts sending that in behind the net. Young missed that one. And Bickle is not too happy. Betts sends it on goal. And Bickle James and I are going to be visiting United Restaurant, folks. If you're in the area, they stay open until 11 o'clock on game days. We're heading over to get a pizza after the game. A huge sponsor for Deseronto and United Restaurant. 396-3611. Shot from the point, deflected off the foot, sent into the slot back to the point. O'Donnell over to DeMeo. Sent through, and a bouncing puck lands on Baker. Little bit of a scrum at the end of that there. How did you get that to be translucent? The logo. I just do it. It's magic. Ackerman at the draw. 5:10 to go. 4-4 tie between Deseronto and Durham. Along the boards and sent out through center, and a 2-on-1. Lamer shoots. Stopped by La Pizzera. Around the wall. Shot through, stopped by La Pizzera. Off the boards. And sent back in, and that just stayed in play. O'Donnell, pass over to Ackerman. It's knocked off Best's stick there. Ewell takes a hit from Betts right into the turnbuckle. Ackerman looks up and sees 4 Deseronto Bulldogs, and they strip him of the puck. Nice play there. Couldn't come away with the puck for Jones. Pass over to Alex Tung. Does he have more fire in that blade? He's knifing his way through. Head up the whole way. He's on goal. Into the slot. Alex Tung, a coast-to-coaster. And he just couldn't complete the play. Clark knocked down. And refs say play on. You've got to love that, folks. Terrific. I mean, they don't want the game to be decided by a penalty. And they're doing a great job of keeping their whistles in their pockets. Where's Luigi Martone going after that puck, looking to create an offensive turnover. That one is going to be a penalty, though. That stick come right up in front of the official. Eastman gets himself into the slot area, puts it over, and a stop by LaPazzera. And that was going to be a penalty guaranteed. Got him right up in the mouth, right in the referee. I just literally said, it's nice that the refs are letting this game just play. If one team does something, the other team does something, so it equals each other out. Nobody's been trying to intent to injure, and then immediately a high stick comes up. You've got to call it. And just props to the officiating tonight. As an impartial observer, which is fantastic for me, to me, I don't care who wins. I love both these teams. I love every team in the league. And a timeout called, I'm pretty sure, for Durham. I'll see if I can quickly get you some of the scores around the league without dropping the stream, because I'm going to steal some of the Wi-Fi here. Oh, what's up quickly? Rhino, yeah, with the penalty and the high stick. It's not going to come up in time, folks. I do apologize. Oh, there we go. Okay, so around the league, 4-2 going in the third. Mariners over the Wolves, 4-3 Ritos over the Oil Kings. That's in the third as well. Killer Bees have beat the Bluebirds 7-2, and the Ironmen lead the Coyotes in that series with a 4-1 win. Best of the draw versus Austin Eastman, who's been amazing tonight, and he wins another one. That's back to the blue line. Pass over from Panetta. He'll receive it again from the captain, Johnny Hill. Over to Tung, the shot through the redirect off the glass, and a great play there to just direct it towards that net as LaPazzera was diving to get back in the net. Great. Alex Tung, I'm telling you, he is on another level right now. His playoff numbers speak volumes to the incredible hockey he's been playing for the Bulldogs. Skating in across the line, streaking towards the net now, throwing it around to Tung at the blue line from Panetta. Tung. Johnny Hill, he's got a boomer. Jordan Cannons, I mean. No, Johnny Hill, yeah, that's what I said. Austin Eastman sending it over down low. Tung getting to the mid-ice area, back. Panetta, the shot up over the net. And I think that LaPazzera got a piece of that to send it away from the, oh, what a play by Taylor Best to get it away from the crease. 47 seconds left in the power play, 2:15 to go here in the third period in a tie game. Sends it down. Scriver is going after Young. Young will send it around the wall. Panetta there to pick it up into the mid-ice area for Cannons. Yes, this time it's Cannons, Billy. And it's knocked off his stick. Lemke tried to send it up on his horses, Dakota Betts and Scriver. Scriver got in the way of Noah Brandt, and they'll send it all the way down the ice with 14 seconds remaining in the power play. Spun on a dime, and Ewell is out through center. Ewell across the line, stops up, lost the handle but regained it. Back to the blue line, the penalty is over. Betts sends it down the ice to Young, and they're now back 5 aside. 1 minute, 24 remaining in the third period. Can you believe this game, folks? The Northern Premier Hockey League never disappoints. And I should know, and so should James know, we are here every weekend to do at least one game, and it's always spectacular. Rhino couldn't get in. The rebound is sitting there, and Young sprawled out. Makes an amazing save, and he'll hold on for the whistle. .102 left here in the third period. Durham sends out Bickle, Jeffers, Scriver, O'Donnell, and Rhino. I can't see on the other side of the ice. It looks like Friend. But this is back to Bickle. He'll throw it down with Eastman, Scriver into the corner for Rhino. That hits something. Bounced away from him. Bickle knocks his man down. Scriver is there to try and pick it up, but Deseronto was out on a 2-on-2 rush. Overland going around the man, and he's knocked off. Oh, good Lord! Wow! Holy Dinah, indeed. He got every single bit of him. I hope he's okay. Jeffers going off. That is another big blow to Durham. Down St. Hill and Austin Jeffers. And we just really hope that he is okay, as he took one heck of a hit. Rhino was looking for a penalty there. But the refs, I mean, they have done between the lines. They've let stuff go, but they've also called everything that really needed to guarantee be called, in my opinion. But they have let the guys play. Back to the point to Arnberg. Arnberg sends it to Eastman. Stick lift there by Baker, and Durham will race out through center. Baker will try and just force it low. Lemke. Dawson Baker, I think that's a roughing call with 19.4 seconds remaining in the period.
Penalty to number 25, Dawson Baker. Team is for roughing. Time of the penalty, 19 seconds. This power play brought to you by Fred Works Custom.
Face off to the right of Alex Lepizzera. 19 and 4/10 remaining. So Luigi Martone, the very big face-off here. He won half of it. That's over to Tongue. Tongue mishandled it, but made a beautiful pass into the slot, deflected up over the net. 10 seconds left. Drilled down the ice. Rhino may get there. No, Young Smart comes out to play it. 4 remaining. 3. We are going to overtime. I shouldn't have said anything about United Restaurant, because now they may be closed before we get there, for the love of Pete. But what a game, folks. And of course, it should be settled in overtime. A minute 40 left in the power play for Deseronto in the overtime. And we will be back, folks. What highlight package? And you know what? Yep, this has been really an incredible game. Best of the best here on the ice. 2 loaded teams, so why not do the All-Star game highlights James put together early on in the season. So 4-4, we'll be back, folks, after this highlight package. We hope you're enjoying it, folks. NPHL Central on YouTube from the Dog Pound in Deseronto. And right there again, Kenny Murdiff letting a boomer 92-mile-an-hour slap shot go. Is playing for the East. Isaac Barr, the tricky, fired a shot. He just missed the short side. Comes to the blue line and out. Pass over to Kenny Murdiff. Kenny and Calvin Watasek both playing for the East, as they were short-staffed. Dakota Betts can't bring it up. Barr, the pass over, the shot, and a beautiful save by Aaron Young to get his all-star game off and running. Sent through a streak, redirected in front, and he scored. And the East is off to a quick start, 1-0 lead. Only a minute and 24 into the first period. Sent in behind the net. Morris will get there first. It's just out of the reach of Gibson there to send it back to where it's came. It's picked off and sent right back around to the other side now. Back to the point. Denny, the shot through, and a great save in the rebound on the doorstep. And they score. It's 2-0. Out through center is the crafty Isaac Barr. The toe drag, and he rifled it just far side and wide. Out through center ice now. Doyle sends it over. Graham Brown trying to game the blue line. The defense from the East is stymieing the West's push to try and get back into this one early. 2-on-1 chance. The pass over, followed up in front of the net, and they score. And the East has come out flying. 3-0. 5 minutes and 34 seconds into the first period. Up through to Luke Brown, and that's a play that he 99% of the time would connect on that one. That's over to Johnny Hill. Moves in, a big save by Burke Berkliev. Isaac Barr scampers out through center, looking for the drop pass. It goes to Herbert. Shot, and he scores! What a laser beam. And snapshot finds the back of the net. Cameron Herbert finds the score sheet. Doyle spinning and twisting and turning and trying to get it into Luke Brown. Luke Brown along the half wall, sending it at blue line. Bats the shot through in the redirect. Ellis sends it in behind the net. Luke Brown, he's got a rocket of a shot, and he scores! Luke Brown, the rifle. And as I tell you, folks, he has got a bullet. And when he went into the hardest shot competition, he really should have used the wrist shot, because that was about 106 miles an hour. That pass over, connects up through center, and they're in. Doyle, snap shot, and he fired it high and wide. Doyle can't pick it up. The backhand pass connects, sifting it ahead to Fabian Walsh of the North Dundas Rockets. That hit a leg. Trying to go back to the blue line. Throwing it over to Dennis. Throwing it back across ice. Faked a shot. He redirected that one in front from Gibson. It's up in behind the net. Betts. Chipped along the wall, and they're out. The Tweed connection. Doyle to Ellis. Into the slot. Scores! Ryan Smith finds the 5-hole, and they're within 2. What a drop pass. 3-touch pass, and it ends up on the tape of Ryan Smith charging in late, and he rifles it. 5-hole. Take it over. Campbell can't pick it up. A little bit of bumping and grinding there with Isaac Barr and Luke Brown. Isaac Barr plays with an edge. He's a flashy hockey player, but he does not get shoved around, let me tell you. Don Edwards sends it over. Sorry, Cole Edwards throwing it over into the corner now and in for racing that one. Devin Burns, the hitting is starting to pick up into the slot. Back to the point, Brody Morse. The shot off the post, the rebound, and Devin Burns puts it home. Intensity is picking up, and the West is taking advantage. It's 4-3. That chance out in front of the net, picked off. Isaac Barr out through center. Barr, red line, big hit there by Brown. Johnny Hill knocks that puck away, and you can see the feet moving a little quicker now. That's a cross-ice chance for Shaw. Shaw sends it out in front of the net. Theo Todd will pick that up, drop it to co-pilot, Captain Costello. And the East now out through center, and a nice headman pass, and they're across the blue line and in. Knocked off the puck by Costello. Theo Todd out through and around and in. racing, and after the puck, he's there first, and he's tripped up. Fell under the boards. 3-on-2 shaping up for the East. The drop pass. The South storm on attack, and Campbell rifles that one home, and it's a 5-3 lead. Now they'll shove it in behind the net, and the battle ensues. Big Graham Brown knocks him to the ice. The battle continues. Doyle, center ice area, blew a tire and tried to stay with it. Doyle, he'll pick that back off again. Sees his Tweed Oil King teammate offside, so he holds. Luke Brown now stopping up. Sends it across to Bratney, and it's chipped away. And out again, breaking through. Luke Brown, what a move! And is it in, or it is? The captain starts the march back for the Western Conference All-Stars. He made about 64 dekes in that 1/2 a foot span and pops it home. And it's 5-4 now. Waits, sends it over to Jason Shaw at the blue line and kept in behind the net. Shot, and a nice save by Dallas Slack. Hold that post. Bratney to the blue line, and Theo Todd gets it out. To Brown, to Todd, the move, scored! That's tied, 5-all. And Luke Brown, the sift over, and Theo Todd buries it. And they are all knotted up for the first time since about a minute 30 into this game. The East All-Stars have led this game the entire way, and now the West is looking to take their first lead of the game. Against all these All-Stars, 10 goals have been scored. Reinhold gets it into the slot area, and he got whacked. And they're back the other way, but Reinhold picks it off, tried to throw it in down low to get the cycle going. Kenny Murdiff comes out. Nice move around him, and a beautiful defensive play by Brett Costello. That's in behind the net. Graham Brown smells blood in the water. Throwing it across the blue line to Kenny Murdiff. He'll sift it down low into the corner. The shot directed, scores! What a play there. I think he was trying to hit him in the slot, and it hit Dallas Slack in the right pad and directed into the back of the net. And the East have got the lead once again. Face off to the right of Denis Boisvert. The net is empty. It's a 6-on-4. Ryan Smith can't come up with the draw. It's rung around to Dakota Betts on the far side. He keeps it in. Down into the corner. Back to the point. Dakota Betts over to Johnny Hill. To the dot. The shot deflected away to the point. Dakota Betts into the corner. Back to Betts. Shot through, and that's deflected wide. Johnny Hill at the point. Sends it into the corner. Looking back to Johnny Hill. Over. The pass down below the dot. Looking into the slot, he'll go back to the point again, over to Johnny Hill. To the far side, slot chance, the shot, and a great save by Boisvert. The scramble in front of the net comes loose, and Boisvert! What a save with 3.5 seconds to go. Luke Brown looks skyward. That was some incredible D by the Eastern All-Stars, but the West moved that puck so well. And you would figure that that would have been the goal and tie it up, and we'll go to overtime. But Denis Boisvert would have none of it. The last draw right here. It's one for the East, and they will win this game. Second and annual take the second Northern Premier League Hockey League All-Star game from Tweed, Ontario. What a game. Another great experience. And I'll tell you, folks, they brought it for the whole 60 minutes. Very impressive hockey, and you've got to love it. Oh, my goodness. Extra frame, why not? We're just told by the arena staff over the loudspeaker we've got some viewers from Cancun, Mexico. I wish I could see the stream, for the love of Pete, and see how many we got in and how everybody's doing in the chat. I like to communicate with you in there when I can. I just have literally no signal on my phone, but great. I hope you are all having a great time in there. And again, the stream isn't perfect. Get ready, because after the game, James will have the non-choppy version. He'll put up the recorded version after the game when we get back to Kingston. So thanks for the shout out. The Deseronto staff here are fantastic. They're so supportive, and we really appreciate being here. Durham as well, thank you for having us. We greatly appreciate it. And also, just to let everybody know why we're so long in that intermission, there was communication between the coaches and the referees trying to figure out the penalty on the at the end of the game, I'm pretty sure, but it took about 5 minutes and they couldn't start clearing the ice, so they're letting the ice settle. Last time I looked at my phone, it looked as though Smith Falls still had the lead 4-3 over the Tweed Oil Kings, and the Manotick Mariners still leading Barry's Bay 4-2. So 3 minutes we should be on, is what I've been told here. But folks, this game in front of you here, if I can get it up quick enough. Your summary for this game: shots on goal are 54 for Deseronto, 52 for Durham. 106 shots through 60 minutes of hockey. That third period, we'll just do it this way. Dawson Baker from Brock Ackerman and Dakota Betts, then Alex Tung from Austin Eastman and Jacob Friend, then Jacob Panetta from Austin Eastman. And that's nice seeing the two goalies come together in center ice. I was told by Julie that Young does that all the time, and Lapazera talking to him in the second period there, making sure that he was okay. Awesome sportsmanship. Panetta put them up by 1, and then Dakota Betts from Justin Lemke and Brian Bickle. And that is why we are where we are, folks. On the game, Betts a goal and an assist. The goals for Best, Bull, and Baker. Austin Eastman a goal and 2 assists. 3 assists for Jacob Brent. Dorian Overland with an assist along with Arnberg. And the goals for Panetta, Cannons, and Tom. The goaltending has been spectacular. The on-ice presence for each team, you know now exactly why they are where they are. Getting set to face off one of these two teams against Tweed and or Smith. Yes. No? It might have dropped, but is it recording? It's still recording? Okay. Sent along the wall, down to Aaron Young. Young sends it into the corner. Johnny Hill will slow it down on this wet ice, I'll tell you. It's still pretty wet. But Panetta sends that back to Austin, or to Alex Tung, to Austin Eastman. Eastman sends it back to the point to Panetta. Panetta at the blue line. Walking in, Panetta. The pass over to Johnny Hill. Sends it towards the net, and Lamers tried to redirect that. 1 minute and 5 remaining, and that's sent 200 feet down the ice. Around the net. If it's not streaming, folks, we do apologize. We'll get the recorded version up. Across the line and in is Panetta, sending it towards the net, around to the far side to Austin Eastman. Eastman along the half wall, looking back to the point. Walking in is Panetta. The pass back to Panetta. Looking to the right side. The pass over. Crowd wanting a shot. Hill to Lamers. Back to the point to Panetta. To the bottom of the circle. Throwing it towards the net, and Betts got down to block it. Back to the point, Panetta. Over to Hill. Shoots! It hit the goalpost and stays out. Panetta at the blue line. 17 seconds remaining in the power play. Drop to Tung. Tung below the circle, throwing it back to the point to Panetta, down below the circle. 5 seconds left in the power play. Two-tongue, Panetta, what a glove save by La Pizzera again. The crowd isn't, thank you very much. No, it's good now, son. Oh, okay. 3 beauty glove saves by La Pizzera in this one. Both goalies have been spectacular. Oh, this is it here, folks. 5-on-4, 0 seconds remaining in the penalty. So it's about 0.1 seconds maybe remaining in the penalty. And it's going to be 5-on-4 for the face-off, and he's got to get back Dawson Baker quickly to get inside the zone. And it's one into the corner. Smale turns, they vacated the zone, and Deseronto picked it up and fired it on goal. La Pizzera stopped it. That hit off the toe of his stick, and Brian Bickle will send that out to the neutral zone. Dawson Baker fresh out of the box, sends it to Rhino, and a beautiful defensive play towards that opportunity. Back to Smale at the point, and a shot through 31 feet over the net. Lemke knocked off the puck. It's a 2-on-1 break with Overland and Noah Brandt. Brandt around him, and it's put in behind the net, trying to walk out in front. La Pizzera with 2 beauty saves. Deseronto is buzzing. Friend, pass over, shot, and a stop in front of the net by Overland. He misplayed that puck. Bickle into the corner, sends it off the boards, and around to the other side to Smale. Smale through the neutral zone, fires it in around the wall. La Pizzera couldn't get there in time. And Deseronto inside the Durham zone, throwing it around the wall to the point. Deseronto will keep. Knocked out to Reinhold. Reinhold trying to get Durham set back up again. Smale at the red line. He'll dump it in. Takes the hit from Lamers, and they're off on a 3-on-2. Across the blue line. Shoots, and La Pizzera had to make a nice save on that one. All the way down, and that is going to be an icing. Getting close to full storage, James? Yeah. Okay. Draw to the right of La Pizzera. 4-4 tie in overtime. Game 1 sends that up. Ackerman, the speedy 86 of Durham, hit against the wall. Another hit there, this time by Reinhold, and they will make a quick line change. And Deseronto skates out through center. Panetta sends that in on La Pizzera, and they will get a face-off deep inside the zone. We're off to Barry's Bay tomorrow, folks, so make sure you tune in. Long drive, long day, but always worth it for the Northern Premier Hockey League. To the left of La Pizzera, 16:34 remaining in overtime, but the clock means nothing. It's all about the next goal. Durham having a hard time figuring out who's coming and who's going. O'Donnell, he thought he was being told to get off the ice. Ackerman now coming out. Not rightly sure. Now they got 6, 5. Now they got 4. Now they got Betts is wondering what's going on. And we got a draw now. 5-a-side hockey. Baker at the draw versus Eastman. Baker wins it. Sent over to the near side to Taylor Best, and he's streaking in. Trying to catch Panetta. Sent it on goal. Back to the point. Betts a shot through, and that hit Dawson Baker in the chest. And he needs some repairs. Shot through, hits the side of the goal. Wrap around, but Young is there. It's in the slot, and it's chipped up in behind the net. Best wraps it in front, and a penalty coming to, who was it to?
What? What did I do? You punched him in the face.
Durham.
Holy.
Trip. Dakota, or
Hence why you're called
Gray
French,
is going
because
off
you're
2
called-
minutes for tripping.
Punch friend right in the face.
And we'll go to 5-on-4 for Deseronto. Opportunity for them to end it here in overtime. Eastman at the draw, wins it back to the point. Panetta, a pass over to Tongue. Tongue to Panetta, shoots, and that's blocked in front of the net. Taylor Best will get it all the way down the ice. And Deseronto will have to regroup. Out of their own zone. Crisply sent back to Tongue. Tongue head up the whole way. Avoids a few hawks. Back to the captain, Johnny Hill. Over to Panetta. To Tongue, the shot, and he rifled it just up over the net. Rung off the glass, back to Johnny Hill. Hill walks in, shoots it through a screen. That's blocked in front of the net, and it's blown dead. 1 minute and 14 seconds remaining in a 4-4 tie here in overtime. Holy Dinah, indeed. Can it get any better than this? Austin Eastman's been gold at the draw. He'll go against Scriver. Looks like they still got Tongue at the point. They got Lamers to go to the front of the net. Scriver, he will send it down 200 feet, and it is Panetta as well out there for Deseronto on the power play with 1 minute left. It's halfway over. Deseronto has had it in Durham zone the entire time. Had a good setup. Scriver after him. Pass over to Lamers. Lamers ripped the shot, and that's blocked by Smale back to the point. The pass over to Panetta. To the half wall, Eastman. Dangerous. Below the circle. Slides it out in front of the net. Comes back to the point. Eastman. Striving the blue line here, Eastman. A pass over to Tongue. That's not. Five on three for 22 seconds. On a slash to the right of La Pizzera. Cannon can't win it. It's off the boards and down the ice, and Young will come out to play it. They got 16 seconds on a 5-on-3. Ewell out through center. The pass over to Cannons, drops it back to Ewell. Looking to the right side, he will connect with Jacob Friend. Friend walks in, the pass low, into the slot, and they score! Jason Shaw ends it for Deseronto, and they take a 1-0 series lead at home at the Dog Pound. Tomorrow night will be in Arizona. Is going to be one of the best in the league. I'm telling you, two very equal hockey clubs, and this one come down to overtime. Your final score from Deseronto. The Bulldogs had to battle all game long. They were down 2-1, and then tied it at 2, got up 3-2, tied it back up. And your final from Deseronto, the Bulldogs win it 5-4. What a game, folks. We thank you for tuning in. Unreal action. And Orono will be rocking tomorrow. We'll be in Barry's Bay, so hopefully you tune in for that one as well, folks. The stream will be a lot better, and the game will be just as good as this one, although it's going to be hard to top because this was an incredible back-and-forth game. All right, folks, I would give you some updates around the league, but I don't have any internet. But what a game. Thank you all for tuning in to an epic battle between Durham and Deseronto. Your final score, Deseronto 5, the Durham Hawks 4, and they go up in the series 1-0. Thanks for tuning in, folks. From James Bowl and myself, Billy Bowl, NPHL Central, we love bringing it to you, and we hope you love it as much as we do. Bye for now.
This power play goal was brought to you by SCB
Kentucky.